Welcome everyone to Legion Gaming. I'm your host, Donnie, and today I'm joined by as always, my co-host, Ducey.
Hello, everyone.
And today we have two very special guests who were on a previous episode we did with Top 10 NES games. We have Mike.
Hello.
And we have Randy.
What's up, everybody?
The Hollywood video guys come to video games.
The ultimate crossover events. It only happens twice a year.
What was the name of it? Game Crazy?
That's right. Our equivalent was Game Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Game Crazy guys.
Yes.
The Game Crazy guys.
Yeah, we didn't just suggest movie rentals. We did suggest game rentals,
We
too.
did.
So let's...
I had that thing primed
keep that in
alphabetically. Anyways, all right, guys. So today's episode, I'll preface it with this. 2023 is quickly coming to a close, which is utterly insane to me that at this point in the recording, we're really towards the end of November, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. This year's flown by, but this year has been one of the most amazing years for video games, probably since 1998, when you all had that big batch of Metal Gear Solid, Half-Life, and a bunch of others. Yeah. So for us on this episode, we want to go through all of our best of 2023, and then some that we're going to say were disappointing or some of our worst for 2023. So usually we start the podcast with, what have you been playing? But the answer is, we've been playing all these games. So for us, we want to go through some of our favorites, dive into some of the ones that maybe, we all played together because we do a lot of co-op gaming on here, and really just share, what we thought, or what was really the cream of the crop for 2023. So, Ducey, I'll have you start with us. One of your choices on your list was Dave the Diver.
Yeah, it's a recent release on console, but I think it came out a little bit.
It was on PC first.
Yeah, for a while, and I just couldn't wait for it to come on console because I didn't want to bother getting a PC yet. But when it came out, when I saw you sent me the trailer for it, and I was like, oh my god, this game looks amazing. It's kind of classic pixel art. And they just throw everything into the game that you wouldn't think you wanted to do, but it's a lot of, I wouldn't say mini games, but they're kind of set up that way. They're short like that, where you start out by diving and you have to fish, you spearfish a lot of fish so that you have ingredients for your sushi restaurant that you're running. Then you come up out of the water, and at night you run a sushi restaurant, kind of like Overcooked or Cooking Mama or something like that.
Yeah.
And then while you're doing that, every once in a while, a scientist or something will come by and say, "Hey, why don't you check out these strange readings underneath in the water?" And you find out there's mer people that you have to go and discover. Then you're fighting a giant squid. Then you're still going back up to the restaurant and serving people. Yeah, it was really fun, and I found that I've spent a lot of time watching something in the background and then just playing this game. I think at one point I spent maybe the equivalent of 2 hours, I'd say, without even realizing it. I just had a Superstore on in the background, and all of a sudden 6 episodes had passed. I was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, so I learned about this game earlier in the year, and I almost got it on PC because I was considering playing on the Steam Deck. And then once I heard that they're going to do a Switch port, I just waited for that because a lot of things on Switch, technically, load times can be longer and whatever, but the battery life is so much better on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So when I got it on the Steam Deck, for Switch, like you said, it's the perfect game to be playing while you're watching something, or if you have something else going on, like a podcast, because the gameplay loop is so fun.
Yeah.
And there's so much that opens up with each chapter of the game, where first you're diving you're diving in the daytime, and then you have your weapons, and then eventually you get on these little sort of mini quests where certain food critics will come to your restaurant and request specific dishes, and you have to go into the ocean to go fish for these specific ingredients so you cook for them, because the whole thing is you're trying to make your restaurant bigger, better, more popular. So for me, this was an easy one to put on my list as well. It's up there, and it's just a really freaking awesome game. I hope you and Randy will play it, because me and Ducey have been talking about it for a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't. It's on Switch, right?
It's on Switch now. Yeah, it's $20, I think, $15-20.
So I was gonna ask you guys, because you have played it. What do you think of the controversy surrounding with the Video Game Awards? So the controversy is that it is up for Indie Game of the Year. But the controversy, I guess, from what I read, is the developer is a $1 billion company. So can you consider that an indie game?
Well, I guess that's the hard part, because they have to define what an indie game would be, right? And technically, if it's an independent game, I don't know if I would say it's backed by $1 billion company.
Yeah, well, I guess what is independent?
Is it independently funded billionaire company though?
Yeah, I don't know.
They are $1 billion corporation apparently. Whoever made it, I don't know.
But in this day and age of bigger companies swallowing up all the other companies like Microsoft, Activision now. I think even $1 billion company could be an indie company still,
right,
compared to multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah,
Imagine winning like multi-billion-dollar lottery and creating your own studio from the ground up, just to rival these other big tentpole studios, but it's still independent of them.
Yeah.
So like,
it is kind of just an interesting idea of like what you consider to be independent.
And well, even like my bigger point too for that too is like I think some people might take some of those award shows a little too seriously. Like it's one of those things where you have people who will say, "Oh, the Game Awards don't matter at all," but then they'll be arguing about why a certain game is or isn't nominated on there, right?
Outraged at the same time. Yeah.
So it's like there's all the controversy with like Game of the Year, which we'll talk about later for the Game Awards. Like one notable omission, which I don't think is I think is a valid omission.
Yeah.
We'll get to it then. So for me, it's like, maybe there's controversy there, but at the same time, like, it's cool. I don't really care. Like, I watch the show to be entertained. I don't put much stock into who wins or who doesn't kind of thing,
I just hope for like announcements of new games coming. I don't care about who's winning.
That too.
awards.
That's really the big thing why I watch
That's
it.
why we're doing this podcast. We have our own awards to give out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Dave the Diver, very good game for $20. The more you get into it, the more fun it gets, the more things open up. Like you eventually could like hire staff to deal with the influx of customers.
Yep.
That's great.
There's like a social media aspect where like you could like and follow people where it like increases your popularity, increases gets customers in there. There's a lot of cool things in it. It's like a really chill game to enjoy, All right, cool. So the next thing we have on our list, this was on a few of ours, but Mike, tell us why you enjoyed F-Zero 99.
Oh man, so I stumbled upon this on my Switch. I didn't realize it was even coming out. I had not heard anything about it, and it just randomly showed up. And I was like, "Oh, is this gonna be like Tetris 99? How are they gonna do this like Tetris 99?" I don't really
Yep.
get. Yeah, and it's so cool. It's just so fun. And like as a kid, I didn't have a Super Nintendo, but my cousins did, and one of the only games that they had that I played a lot was F-Zero. So I have a very fond memory of playing F-Zero on Super Nintendo, and I love the music and Blue Falcon and all those whatever all those ones are. But they do it in an environment that's fun, very approachable, like very easy to pick up and know how to play, and like. Even if you don't get into whatever top 10 or even win or whatever, like you don't feel bad if you're in the 30s or something.
No,
You felt accomplished.
And the races are short enough too, because Deuce, you also had this on your list too. I think it was one of the higher ones on your list. I don't remember.
I didn't really rank them, but I really enjoyed it when it came out because for years people have been saying, when is a new F-Zero coming?
Yeah. I've been asking for that.
They went old school with it, and it worked out perfectly, better than I could have imagined.
Well, it's also free with Switch Online, which I thought was really cool because like they could totally charge 15, 20, 25 bucks, and people, I probably would have bought it too. But the fact that it's just included Switch Online, like it's a pretty damn fun and robust game for what it is.
Yeah, it really is, and it's really intricate and like complex, but also very easy to pick up, which is fun.
And it's funny because I've never been too great at the original Super Nintendo one, but it seems like when you're racing, not a whole lot of people were. So you're all kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, everybody kind of sucks the same.
Yeah. It's crazy because there's times like I'll do really well in the race, like towards the beginning, like I'll hold like 3 laps in the top 10, 5 or so, and all of a sudden it's just one turn towards the end because you almost get that tension in yourself, like you overthink it, or someone's like they have those little the exploding cars that you can hit.
Yeah.
And I'll just start like bumper balling off of all of them, and that's it. I'm either exploded or I'm in like 35th.
What's the highest that you guys have ever placed?
Second.
Wow.
I've gotten at least 2 first, maybe 3.
I've gotten 1 top 10, and that's it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everything else I'm in the 30s. Usually, I'm in the 30s.
I played it a lot though. Like there was, especially when it came out like that first week, is before I forgot what I was waiting for, but I played like the hell out of it. I was playing like every night because, like you said, it's super quick to pick up and play, and like most races, last like I don't know 3 minutes at most, maybe.
Yeah.
And Deuce is right because you don't have to be good at it because no one is good at it. Like there's at least 40 people who are going to be bad at it. So you're going to be okay. You're going to have fun even if you're not in the first, top 10 or whatever.
Yeah. All right, cool. The next one, actually, this one's another one for you, Mike.
Right.
Dune: Battle of Arrakis.
Let's go,
on the Genesis.
Arrakis.
So one thing we should stipulate is like this could be games that a lot of these games were released this year, but there's a lot of games that all of us discovered that were also retro games or released within the last year or two or last 30 years. So Mike, tell us about Dune: Battle of Arrakis. This was on the Genesis, right?
Yeah. So I had a Genesis. I never heard of this game. I never played it. The only reason I played this game is because Don so graciously gifted me his Raspberry Pi, which has like hundreds
That was
of
your
games
discovery
on it.
machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I started just blasting through games that I either never heard of or always wanted to play and never had a chance to. So any retro game you see on there is likely due to that Raspberry Pi. So I like I said, I never played this before, so I put it in the Raspberry Pi, not really knowing what to expect. Here, I read a little bit about it because I thought it was interesting, and then it turns out this is one of the better tabletop RPGs I've ever played. It's like a very bare bones like Red Alert or Starcraft.
Yeah,
like,
because it's like an RTS, which I was
RTS.
surprised does even exist on the Genesis,
not
because this
tabletop,
was
yeah.
in, I think it was like 91, 92. It's a pretty early game.
and it's got all of the tropes of RTSs. It has like the scan line to pick up people. It has the creation, like the engine, the whatever, the thing that has to pick up the energy, all those things that you get from any RTS ever. But it's like the most basic versions of that. But it's so fun. I was surprised how good it was. I never, like I said, I've never heard of it, and it is like what the modern day RTS is. This is, you could see the skeleton of it in this game, and I was very impressed. And so as a game, I played it. I played the crap out of it. I played it for like a week straight of just like trying to beat the whole game. I eventually beat it.
Oh, I know you beat
nice.
this.
Yeah,
Wow.
I eventually beat it because I just played it like all
I didn't
day,
know
every day.
RTSs had endings.
Yeah.
And well, the thing is with this one is there's no like time limit, or you could even run out of resources, but you don't run out of time. So there was a couple of times where it literally took me 3 hours to beat a level.
Oh my
because
God.
I just had to outlast this other person because like I would have to destroy them, and they would just have just enough to like rebuild themselves and come back, and then I had to rebuild my army and go back at them again. And yeah. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time, but it is a great
No,
game.
please,
If you haven't
take your time.
if you haven't played it and you have a Raspberry, you have a way of getting retro games, please try it. It's very good. It's definitely worth it.
I don't know how expensive this was, but yeah, it's probably better to go the emulation route
I
either
don't
way.
think I've ever seen it
I'm-
in stores.
I don't think I really
it
have
was only
either.
released in Europe.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
was it really?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know that
that
either.
It was only released in Europe, and that's why we didn't get it here. But yeah, that's why. Yeah.
That's funny. I even had it on that Raspberry Pi to begin with, I guess, then.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
so
go.
thankful. Every
Luckily,
day.
it was Europe and not all in Japanese. Where
Yeah,
you couldn't,
yeah, yeah,
read
yeah.
what you were doing.
Yeah,
We're taking you 6 hours for that one level.
yeah, exactly.
I think I'm
3
attacking.
Hours, 3 hours of translation. And
Yeah.
3 hours.
All right, Randy. The game you had on your list was Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
Yeah, this is mildly cheating because it was something I started last year, but it did kind of bleed over to the start of this new year, where sometimes you just got an itch to scratch for a real-time strategy, and just like the Dune game, I've always been a fan of real-time strategies, and there's not a whole lot of them on consoles.
Yeah.
So-
Even now, like, there's just
Yeah,
not many that
I
exist.
had a PC, back in the 90s. We had a few games on it, but I don't have like a gaming PC for now. And so when this came out on Xbox, it does translate very well to the controller. It's really deep. It's probably like, it's really between this and Command and Conquer for being like the definitive real-time strategy game. It's just really cool because it's kind of like a mesh of Command and Conquer and Civilization almost, because you're doing these things over a long period of time, even though it doesn't really feel like it. You advance through different ages of technology and all that. So I did have a blast with it. I got a little bored of doing like the little single player thing that they have. Eventually I just was skipping that, creating a custom match, like a skirmish match with basically you don't win until the other enemy's gone.
Oh.
And I would just do those, and it was just really rewarding. And for whatever reason, the sound of having your villagers chopping wood it's oddly satisfying. There's a certain level where it's not just a few of them and not too many of them. There's you hit that sweet spot, and it's just the most satisfying sound to keep you
They'll also say like one word when you click on them all the time. So anytime you click on a person, it'll always be like "Soidra."
Yep, exactly.
It's great that like you had to have like your ideal wood chopping sound. Like you had to have a specific
Yeah,
number.
you'll hear it in your dreams, and honestly, you'll find yourself if you do this for hours and you're just playing this game, just determining to get better. There will be moments in your life where you're like, you're reaching for the fridge and you're in your mind, your little box is like ticking.
Yep.
Where it's just gonna like spin around just like it does, like you're waiting on a villager that you just created. Like
It's like the Tetris effect and other things.
Yeah.
What's the first step I'm supposed to do before I can do this? Oh wait, I'm a human. I can just do this.
I wish I liked. Well, I don't want to say I dislike these games. I wish I didn't suck at them. Is what the problem is.
They do require a lot of attention. Like I never got really good at this game by any means, because if I turn the AI up, I'm like, how the hell are they already at this civilization?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't realize that, yeah, for like those first, like that first like half hour or whatever, you need to be constantly pushing out new villagers. You got to really be pushing the button. You can't just be like, oh, this is a good steady, like I'm doing this fast. Like, no, you're not. You should be doing it twice as fast. and that's one of those things that takes time to really learn. But all in all, it's a great real-time strategy. It's a contender for the best one ever. And I had a blast with it.
And I think it's the great thing about it, it's also on Game Pass, I think, right? Because I know it's on PC Game Pass, right?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And then I was waiting for Age of Empires 4. It felt like it took so long. And finally it got released, but a lot of the games we're going to talk about were already being played at the time.
I haven't played it yet.
I played like one of the little, hold your hand level missions.
Yeah.
Which is not a good start for anything. I don't like that. Just if I know how to play the game, please just let me play it.
Yeah, or just let me skip. Yeah, that's I'd like to play them. I think I'll eventually get to it because it's like when you guys are always talking about like it sounds freaking awesome, and then when I play it, I just hit like that wall within the first couple hours. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. There's something I'm doing wrong for sure. Yeah.
I anxiously await you're right. There is an optimum amount of people chopping wood. But it's perfect,
I'll text you.
Relaxing.
That pro tip, I was able to finish the game. It was great. All right, so the next game, it's one on my list that I really, really love this year that I think was kind of eventually overlooked, but it was Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is the sequel to Fallen Order that came out 2018, which is pretty crazy. It's been out for 5 years.
Wow.
So this one was everything. If you liked Fallen Order, it was Fallen Order. I mean, I'll say this. This sequel is everything a sequel should. So the story takes place immediately after Fallen Order, where you're Cal Estes, and he's trying to avoid the Order. He's sort of off the grid. But this game, like, it plays like a 3D Metroidvania to me, where you have you go through all of your areas, and then you can, you eventually get more abilities to traverse or, kill enemies and whatnot. And this game just, the length is what was surprised me the most. It's like the story is great throughout, and there's some, fun twists in there. And for me, like, I tend to enjoy these Star Wars games more than the movies. But the more you play it, the more this game surprised me. Like, I was like 25 hours in, I was like, holy crap, like, this is a really long game. And that's me with doing like some side stuff, but not all of it. But it's a really good game. It's like I was surprised that none of you had played it because I was telling you all like this is a freaking awesome game. But again, like you said, Ray, there was so much stuff that had come out this year.
Well,
there's also the only reason I didn't play this is because I know I'll play it soon. It's coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, because it's going to be on
It's
EA
going to be
Play,
on Game
I'm sure.
Pass after a while. Like I really got frustrated the amount of times you'd buy a game and then like, wow, that went to Game Pass really quick.
Yeah, like Hitman, right? Didn't you buy Hitman 3?
Like 2 days later, it got like surprise dropped on Game Pass.
I texted you like the picture of it going to campus. You're like, of course.
That'll teach me for treating myself.
It's funny because I had gone back and played and finished Fallen Order in preparation for this when it was announced and when it was getting closer to release. And then it released when I stopped buying new games because I was saving up for the wedding.
Yeah.
And now that that's passed, I completely forgot about it, that I wanted to go back and actually play it.
Yeah, I think that's the point I was trying to make too. It's like this game was really, really good, but I think there's just so much stuff that had come out that it's easy to get lost in the shuffle. And I know like some of the, I had some not controversy, but like bad press early on because the performance wasn't great on the next gen consoles. Like it was kind of, stuttery on the performance mode.
It was choppy and freezing. And
yeah,
like
but
that.
they've fixed it since. So now it's like, if you want to play it now's a great time to play it because there's a lot of fixes in for it. Yeah. But I definitely say don't miss it. If it's on sale, definitely get it for like $20, $25, but I'm sure it's going to go on Game Pass.
When it hits
soon
Game
enough.
Pass, yeah.
I'd imagine it's probably going to be early next year because usually it's like, sometimes it's the year. If it's not immediately on release, it's like within a year.
For EA Play, they usually have a more set schedule than things that just come to Game Pass.
Yeah. So the next game we'll talk about, Ducey, you had Final Fantasy on your list here, and this is not any of the newer Final Fantasies.
Nope.
No.
Taking it all the way back to the original.
Oh, nice.
And in fact, I think I talked about it as what I was playing when these guys were last on for the Nintendo
That's pretty
episode.
ironic. I think it was.
Yeah.
I listened to it the other day.
Yeah, and I had beaten it, and I was just thinking about it, and it was just a surprise to me because luckily I did not play the Nintendo version, the original version that came out.
It must be so much more brutal than this one.
Yeah, because that would have probably turned me off to RPGs for the longest time. But with all the quality of life improvements, this is a great game to go back to, and you can play through it really quick, considering it's a turn-based JRPG,
Mm-hmm.
but it had surprising story elements. Like, I had no idea back then, or even going into it now, that there was going to be time travel involved, or even like machinery. Because you think of Final Fantasy, you think of swords and castles.
Yeah, and like fantasy.
And
I was really
dragons.
surprised when you told me about that too.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like, and it's not steampunk, it's just machinery, and then a time travel element that's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. And yeah, it was great. I was glad to have picked it up and gone through it. And then, like I said, the quality of life, meaning the XP boosts and the money boost, and you can even, with a click of, I think, the right stick, you can turn off encounters.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
because they were too frequent in those
Oh,
early
that's
games.
amazing.
They
Yeah.
are way too frequent, but like I would do it. I would tell myself, I'm gonna do it if it's a new area and I'm trying to get somewhere to a boss, because I have to level up at some point. But if I have to backtrack for anything, any little one item chest, no, I'm turning them off and I'm running over there and getting it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's that's the Pixel Remaster version, which came out earlier this year on Switch and PS4 because they've been on PC for a while. And I think they're $15 each. I think 15, 16.
I got just the pack. It was
Yeah,
1
the pack
through
was
6.
the pack was like $75 or something. But they're really great versions of the old games because they make them, especially the early games, and I would say early, I mean like 1 through 3, they're playable now.
Yeah.
I don't, like there's less frustration to have to deal with it being like a 35-year-old NES game.
Yep.
Yeah.
The next game on our list, a big one. I was a fan of this one too. Mike, Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah, this was another just gem, Game Pass gem, where like knew nothing about it. I had heard you rave about it once, right when it came out, and I was like, oh, I'll play. And I don't know if you said it or maybe you said it was kind of like Jet Set Radio, or it gave you like Jet Set Radio vibes.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I love Jet Set Radio. That's like when Jet Set Radio feature. All those games are like just Jet Grind. All of those are great, and it definitely has that. It's like it's a spiritual successor to it, right? Like not exactly the same game, but the same kind of vibes.
Yeah, it has it's because of the cell shaded graphics, which
Art
look
style.
incredible.
And the music, like though it's not the same kind of music, but it's still like a music based game.
Yeah, it's like a funky bass game because it's a rhythm based game for sure. Like you can, I mean, technically you can play without it, but the whole game of the game is like it's kind of like a beat 'em up. But if you're timing your attacks and your combos with the rhythm of the music and
Emphasis
the
on
environments.
beat.
Yeah, beats. Match your beat to the beats.
Yeah.
So the whole gimmick is like the environment also has the same beat of the music. This is all also helps you keep in time.
Yeah.
And for me, I think I was telling you guys, like, to me, like this was like a PS2 Dreamcast game.
Yeah.
Just for me, like
Dreamcast
it
especially,
feels like
yeah.
a Dreamcast game to me, but it like modernized and playable.
Yeah.
Not non-playable, but
Yeah.
like it feels great to play and it looks incredible. Like I can't overstate how awesome this game
Yeah, and
looks.
the storyline's fine. It's like
It's
fun.
totally background
Yeah,
dressing.
exactly. You but you could skip it and have the same fun game because you're just gonna do the same things over and over again. But it's so fun that you're just like, yeah, this is great. I'll keep doing this.
Yeah,
Like,
I actually would love to play through this again because it was like a stealth drop too.
Yeah.
I think in February, and it's on Game Pass. It's it was done by the developers who I think they're called Tango Gameworks maybe, but they worked on The Evil Within, which is funny because this is like the anti-Evil Within.
Yeah.
This is the good without.
This is like the good without. But yeah, amazing game. I would definitely say play it if you can. It's on PC as well.
It's awesome.
But it's just a freaking joy to play. Like the thing I love about this game too is like it's not like overly long or overstays the welcome. It's cut and dry. Go to each level, get through the level, beat the bosses, which are all really fun because there's also rhythm based.
Yep.
And yeah, it's definitely like one of my early favorites for the entire year. The next game on our list, another one on yours, Mike, as well as we got F1 2023 for Series X.
Yeah, you know what? I just played this trialed. There's a trial you can get on Xbox now, I think, for it, and I just played it a couple days ago. It's awesome. So I know that Deuce and Randy have both played F1 22, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's
And
like
recently too.
yeah, and it's like that. Obviously, it's not gonna be too different. The physics are a little better. Here's one of the best features: 35% races. So instead of only before you could only do 15 and 50, right? It was like 15.
Yeah.
So 15
Yeah.
you wouldn't get a pit stop. 50 you'd still have a pretty long race.
Well,
So-
no, you would get a pit stop because of the tire rule.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like much strategy.
But you didn't
involved.
need
Okay,
to.
Yeah, and there was not much strategy involved.
Yeah.
In this one, 35% gives you 2 stops, but it's less than 50%, obviously, and it makes it so the race goes by faster, but you still have to do pit strategy.
And you actually feel the tire wear and stuff.
Yeah, and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, all that stuff happens.
That's awesome.
So it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool addition. Breaking Point is in it again, that like story
Oh, yeah.
story mode, which is great, and it follows the same character. It's like a chapter 2. But the races are great, and the physics is a lot. I wouldn't say a lot better. It's just improved. The physics are a little bit more improved, and it's just fun.
How is I enjoyed, I think it started in 21 or maybe even 20, where you can choose to either be a driver for a team or you can start your own team.
Yeah, you can still do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But they also have like the storyline mode that they had in the
Yeah.
last one too. It was but great game. Love the pacing of it, and like overall just a really really fun.
Now you get the upgraded character stats and the tracks. You get to race
new track.
Vegas.
Yeah, which doesn't sound as great right now, but
Yeah.
but
I wonder, did they get the authentic pothole
Yeah,
or
yeah,
manhole
yeah.
cover
That'll be
in there?
DLC. Right?
Yeah.
Go add it.
But
But,
that series really does have very satisfying just racing mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like once you really realize that these Formula One cars, oh no, you kind of do have to just mash the brake.
Yeah.
If you pump in the brake, you're gonna go right out
Yeah.
green,
Yeah,
right
it's
off
not like
into the. It's not like other sports cars.
Yeah.
It's a different type of vehicle.
No,
Yeah.
you just, because you're going to have also the acceleration out of the turn.
Exactly.
So you just,
You're just gonna
Mash
go
them and
get
Trust-
right back up to speed.
trust that you can slow down and turn and then go.
Yeah. It's a great game overall. Yeah.
The next one we'll continue with the Mike streak here. We'll do Mike had a lot of good ones on his
guess,
list here.
yeah.
He did a lot of video gaming when
He
he should have been
did.
teaching.
That's true.
It's the curriculum for your next course.
Hey, he had a
Yeah.
whole summer off.
That's true. I
That's
had
true.
summer,
That's very fair.
winter break, I'm at fall break right now.
You have half days.
Yeah, it's true.
It's that prime schedule. The next game on your list, Mike, was Phantasy Star 4: End of the Millennium for the Genesis.
Yeah, and also like very apropos because it just came out on Switch recently, right?
I don't know how recent it was, but I recently
pretty sure.
discovered it was on there.
I'm pretty
which
sure
I
it's-
thought was really cool because I played it too.
Yeah, so this was another one that I never played on the Genesis, though I had played 2, and I think I had played 3 on the Genesis when I was a kid. 4 came out too late, and I just didn't get it. But it is just... I don't know if anybody's ever played Phantasy Star, but Phantasy Star is kind of like Sega's
Genesis.
Yeah.
Genocide.
It's kind of Sega's answer to Final Fantasy in a
Yep.
lot of ways. Same idea, same mechanics, but they do have little differences that make them better or worse depending on the game. But this one, 4 is like the culmination of all of the good things through all the different Final Fantasy. Wow, all the different Fantasy Stars. 3 kind of went off the rails in a different direction. 4 kind of comes back to its traditions and does even better. Storyline's great. It's fun to play. The encounters are good. You can. I feel like I can walk a little bit more and not always get into an encounter.
It didn't feel as frequent, yeah.
And it's pretty easy to flee those too. So it doesn't seem like it's not like a grind where I feel like every 10 seconds I got to fight somebody. So that's kind of nice. I like that the tutorial is basically non-existent. They kind of just drop you right in the middle of the action.
That's what I loved about it because I texted you guys saying I played it recently because I saw it was on Switch Online.
Yeah.
And I loved how it just kicked off immediately. Like you're
Yeah.
thrown into the school, you're out to go, kill the monsters in the basement or whatever, which kicks off the story.
Yeah.
But it's abrupt. Like you're starting the fight. There's no fluff to start the game.
Yeah, and it's a cool blend of like fantasy and science fiction together. So
Yeah.
you get like a lot of the same elements that you would get in Final Fantasy with more of a sci-fi vibe. So I haven't beaten it yet. I played about 5 hours and then I like completely forgot to save, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna go back
Yeah.
and do this.
You did the age old mistake.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't save frequently.
Yeah, so I got to get back into it. Maybe with the Switch one now, I'll probably get back into it.
Yeah,
it'll be
'cause you-
easier for me
Save
to-
states.
You can use save states
Yeah.
anywhere, but yeah, it's a really cool game. I was really impressed with it, even though it was only a short time I played it. But one cool thing I thought was, I would say ahead of its time, was it had macros in the
Yeah.
Genesis game. So, with like a lot, Final Fantasy and a lot of JRPGs, like the turn-based games, like there's a lot of times where you encounter the same enemies going through an area, right? And that's the whole point. Like the battles become kind of monotonous. But you can set macros so that like you can set all your characters to like attack all at once, or
Yep.
you could set them to do magic. It's really freaking cool. You could save a bunch of presets, which you just hit the one button and they just repeat the same set of actions one after another.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that has always been a thing. I can't remember because it was a long time ago when I played 2 and 3. But it's a time saver, and it's also just like, oh, I can do something else while this is happening.
Yeah, like it's just a small feature, but it's really cool, and it's pretty meaningful to speed up the game.
It breaks up the monotony.
That's basically what later Final Fantasies relied on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like in some games too. I remember like holding A. I think it was Final Fantasy 6, where it just selects the first action. That's all it would do, and the Fantasy Star just kills all of it with like one button.
Yeah.
The next game on our list, it's on my list actually. It's Marvel's Midnight Suns. This game came out actually in December 2022, and I'd gotten it on PC, and I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. This game, you play as this sort of generic, really protagonist, or excuse me, protagonist. I forget his name now, but
Guy Everyman.
Yeah, Guy Everyman. He's basically like the one guy who could have any power he wants, more or less. And basically, you've been asleep for centuries. You're woken up because Lilith, I believe her name was Lilith, she's basically corrupting the world, and you're there to like save the world, more or less.
Wait, she's in this and she's in Diablo 4?
Yeah, I think her name
And
was
she's
Lilith
in
in here.
Frasier?
And Frasier.
Lilith is in the Bible is the woman that Adam originally rejects as not being good enough for him, and then they make Eve after. Though there's like controversy.
Wait,
about
he had an option?
There's some lore.
No, she became a demon, and that's like
So
So
she's
a
the demon
woman
in this
scorned.
game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Lilith's like, I'm literally the only woman on the planet.
How could you not pick me?
It's that Marvel biblical lore we just got into.
Hey, God, try again.
Yeah, that's what Adam did. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So this game, it's a card-based tactics game. So I'm pretty not great at tactics games in general. Like there's always that wall I tend to hit. But this game was so freaking fun with the combat that I learned a lot on how to play tactics games, and I've gotten into more of them. But every card has a different ability. You have like a whole ton of Marvel heroes there in this game, like Blade's in here, Wolverine, Hulk, Venom is playable, Ghost Rider. And they're all fun as hell to play as. Like everyone has unique abilities and like these ultimate attacks. And it's like really satisfying when you could sort of set up your next set of plays with your cards and then kill like a mob of enemies. It's really freaking awesome. And I was surprised at how long this game was. Like there's a single player and there's like a lot of side stuff. The single player took me like 50 hours to finish. Like I was into this game.
That's kind of typical of tactical games.
Yeah. But it's like I expected, like it's a Marvel game, so I expect it to be a little bit on the shorter side. But it was really good. Like it's definitely, I don't know if it's going to come to Game Pass soon or not. It's been out for a while.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think for your sake you should. Although it's been dirt cheap lately too. I've seen it for like $10.
Yeah.
Did you get it on PlayStation?
No, I have it on PC because otherwise you could have bought.
I've been like,
I
yes.
almost
Next question. Could I borrow it from a new PlayStation 5?
I almost got it on PS5 and then I just got it on PC because I could run it. But yeah, you totally obviously could
That's fine.
borrowed it. Yeah,
I'll wait for
it's
Game
funny.
Pass like I do for a lot of different things.
Yeah, but even then, I would say like if it doesn't come to Game Pass, $10 is easily worth it.
Yeah, that's true.
The next game, Ducey, Dead Island 2.
Oh, yes.
You and I both played this.
Yep, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners have heard me talk about this a lot. But yeah, it's got to be one of my games of the year because I did not expect it to be.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is totally out of left field for me. I thought this game was going to bomb.
And now there's recently some DLC, so I'll have to reinstall it and play that. But yeah, I'm not sure what more I can say about it. Please go back and listen to our old episodes if you want to know.
I believe we rented at least in the first 3, I want to say. Maybe.
Yeah.
You
Something like
definitely
that.
talked about it when we were on.
Yeah, the last time we were on, you talked about Deadline. It was like 15 minutes.
It's a really awesome game, though, because the reason I had low expectation for this is it felt like it was in development hell for like 8 or 9 years.
Yeah.
Because just like the first Dead Island, they showed an awesome trailer, showed nothing for years. It came out.
Yeah.
Dead Island 1, I had a lot of fun with it, especially co-op. And then this was always one of those games that was announced over and over and over, and it just kind of didn't exist. And Dying Light kind of took some of its thunder, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I think what helped was that Dying Light had come out because Dead Island 1 was a little clunky.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
very set up for co-op. Like, you could easily go through areas better as a co-op than if you were trying to go solo. Whereas Dead Island 2, you can play solo. You can move easier, which helps because you just want to dance around the zombies and kill them all and not get hit. And it's just brighter and more atmospheric and humorous, like funnier.
Yeah,
you actually
it's really funny.
You care about the story and the little side missions and everything and how everybody fits together.
Yeah, and so I had played Dying Light last year because that was like the zombie that had come out like in early 2022, and I got really tired of that game pretty fast because like it was just it's one of those games that has too much in the open world and like it had a lot of parkour which I didn't really care for because then it just means I'm running away from zombies instead of fighting them. But Dead Island 2 with it had smaller confined areas and it had different sections you could fast travel to. But I thought that was perfect for this type of game because it made everything a lot more fun to explore and like you could venture other side quests and there's all these hidden stuff you could find.
There was just a lot less fluff, you might say.
Yeah.
Certain open world areas, you're running through things and there's nothing there. You just have to run through it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Dead Island 2 cut it off and everywhere you go has meaning and you need to go there for something.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely enjoyed the hell out of this game. I did beat the DLC, which the critics are right. It's literally like an hour and a half. I don't think I put more than an hour and a half.
Oh.
I don't think I hit 2 hours on that DLC because it's just like it's fine, but I wouldn't say it's worth $13 for it because like I got the expansion pass with the copy I got.
Oh yeah.
But I'm kind of surprised it's $13 for like an hour and a half of content with like one weapon and 2 blueprints. I think it has,
which I probably won't even use because my weapons were already great.
Yeah, and the crossbow is kind of slow. So I mean, it's a fun DLC, but maybe wait for a sale. Kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. Next thing on our list, Randy, you had this on your list, and so did Mike. It was a Hogwarts Legacy.
Yep, that's right.
Oh yeah, I played a little bit.
So I enjoy the Harry Potter universe.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the biggest Harry Potter fan by any means. However, I've always felt that is one of the more better environments you can set a game in because there's a lot of lore that you can explore. I know there's probably people that enjoy it far more than me that have a blast just walking through the halls of Hogwarts because it's pretty faithfully recreated in this video game. So being able to go and interact with all these different Harry Potter lore things was great. And then on top of that, the combat was pretty fun. The story was pretty good. Like it wasn't world beating or anything like that, but the solid gameplay, good story, and just a really cool setting is why it's on my list.
Yeah, let me call my wife real quick.
Yeah. She beat that forwards and backwards.
Yeah, so full disclosure, I've only played an hour of this game.
I thought you played way more.
But I've
That's
watched at least 9 hours of this game being played. Not to mention my wife
9 or 90. I feel like you would watch 90.
I watched 9 hours.
Oh, okay.
She's played 90. My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan. She loves it. We're reading the first one and going forward right now. Again, just to have fun reading it. But so my wife is a huge Harry Potter fan, and she doesn't really play too many video games, though she likes video games. This one, though, she played so much. I've been obsessed with games that she's had to sit through, but literally she must have played like all day, every day for like a week straight of just playing this game.
It was interfering with our golfing.
Yeah. And then,
that's right. Yeah.
Well, and then I would come in towards the end of the time she was playing. I'd come in. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Well, I'm just petting this cat." She's like, "I just really. Oh, look, I got this unicorn. Look, I get to pet it now." And like, she had like this menagerie of animals that she would go see, and she would literally spend hours in there just like feeding them and petting them.
She made her own like life sim.
It's pretty cool because you can have your own like breeding area, and you can create these mystical creatures and get them together so they can make babies. You can do all that, which I did a little of before. I'm like, this isn't really my thing.
It was Andre's
but
thing.
it absolutely there's something in there for everyone.
My wife loved that, so I did actually play it, and I will say the mechanics itself are really fun. The wizarding stuff is really cool. The open world stuff is pretty cool. Hogwarts is very faithfully rendered. The storyline is fine. If I was more into the lore, I'd probably like it more. But overall, as far as the open world game goes, it's a really good, well done game, and well done for the property. J.K. Rowling is terrible, and we'll say that.
That we should have prefaced with that.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry she profits off that game.
Yeah.
Okay, the next on our list for 2023 is not a 2023 game, but Deucey. Tell us why you have Mario Odyssey.
Oh, yeah. So I talked about this when we were playing, and it's one of the best open world Mario games, 3D Mario games. And I recently beat it this year, finally, after a 5-year hiatus. And And then once I beat it, I mean, the number of moons in that game is a little ridiculous compared to the stars in Mario 64, but it's fun because you're just wandering around and, oh, I happen to find a moon. I'll keep playing.
Yeah, it's just like finding a
keeps,
piece of candy.
Yeah, it keeps you interested and keeps you going. And then all the stuff that you unlock after you beat it also makes you want to still play it some more. Like, it's new stuff. It's not going back and trying to find the moons you missed. It's like whole new worlds and whole new costumes and abilities. But I will say, ever since I beat it and I played it the week of the wedding, I haven't played it since because all this other new stuff came out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it was great. I really enjoyed it way back when I first started it, and then I really enjoyed finally finishing it. It's probably the first Mario game I've beaten since Mario Galaxy on the Wii.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
that was a while ago too. Jeez,
Yeah.
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
And I never beat Mario Galaxy 2. I don't think I've beaten, well, I might have beaten like one of the new Mario Brothers.
I know I definitely beat one of the DS ones, like
Yeah.
one of the first ones on there, because I need to finish Mario Odyssey myself. Like I'm pretty sure I'm almost at the end after like I think I've had my Switch for like 5.5 years.
Yeah.
It was one of the first games I beat on the Switch.
Yeah, Rainey flew through it, and Mike
I
even
did.
flew through
I
it.
annihilated that game.
Yeah.
I just because it was right before the pandemic was really about to lock down, and I managed to get like the last Switch in the county just by luck.
Yeah.
It was the only one showing up on any store inventory anywhere. I'm like, oh well, I'm gonna get this because I'm gonna be home a lot. And one of the first things I did was take Mario Odyssey from work, and just flew right through it. This was probably my favorite Mario game. Like, you know, at least back into all the way to Nintendo.
It's fun.
Like, it's a lot of fun.
All right, so the next game on our list here is a Mike feature, FIFA 23.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about FIFA 23, Mike.
another one, another EA yearly entry.
Yeah.
We have a few yearly entries. It's fine.
Yeah. So here's what makes FIFA so good this year. Well, and this isn't even the newest one. The newest one is whatever EA.
It's
They
it's
lost-
not FIFA anymore.
No,
No.
it's called FC.
FC.
EAFC.
which I haven't played yet. But what makes this one good is they redid the mechanics for free kicks and penalty kicks. So I don't know if you guys ever played FIFA, but like the way they did that, it usually was like a little like circular bullseye looking thing, and then you had to like get into the gap and try and like power it just enough to get to this spot, or it would go way left or way right. Anyway, it was a mess and it never worked. And so free kicks and like corner kicks and all those were just playing out of the question for me. But this one's a little bit of a risk reward kind of thing, where the more like you put into it, the better chance you have of getting in. But if you put in too much, then you'll miss it. So it's a little more fun. You get a lot more points. The presentation's still there, and women's teams for the first time since
wow.
since like Mia Hamm's
Soccer.
Yeah, Nintendo
which
64.
is hilarious because that was the last 64 game or the last game that I can remember from FIFA that had women in it.
And that was a terrible representation of women.
And it was
in that
only
one.
because they just reskinned the dudes as women.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah. So yeah, this has women's clubs teams for the
It
first time.
also, the best part of it, has FC Richmond from Ted Lasso.
Oh yes, it does.
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that-
yeah, you can choose Ted Lasso
You can.
as a coach.
Yeah.
I think you can get-
use
I
him
think-
as a career.
I think it's an addition. I think it's
Was
like
like DLC or
DLC
something?
maybe.
Yeah, or like you
No,
get,
it
yeah.
was included in the game because they advertised it.
Is that? I thought it was like the Ted
Yeah,
Lasso
it
edition.
was
I
heavily
guess-
Nice.
advertised. They showed like
Ted Lasso
on
edition,
it,
yeah.
and-
I know that it's in there though. Yeah.
Yeah, if you were to pick Richmond, then you basically have to choose which league you want to go in, and you got to kick someone out. Is how it works.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
I did
Yeah.
a few games of that, and it was pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, so the next game is another sports title. We have a little bit of a sports streak going. So this one was on Randy's list and Mike's. Randy, PGA 2K23.
It's not on everyone's list.
It's not
It should be.
list.
You're
Yeah.
right. It probably should be
'cause,
realistically.
Yeah, it's pretty much our go-to when all four of us are available to play something.
Yeah.
This is what we do because all of us. There's anytime all four of us are playing something, it's usually two people that outright dominate,
Yeah.
and two people that are just there like
For the
waiting for this to end.
Yeah.
Like this is how it works.
100%.
But this game is a little different.
Yeah.
But-
This was
and-
another pandemic find too for us because we started with
We
PGA
started with the
2K21.
PGA 2K21 because you found them on sale along with.
It was like
Cold
buy
War.
two, go in free at Target.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
That's why I was like, hey, you guys want to jump
So then
in?
we all just started buying them.
Yeah.
And so we started doing that, and then we moved on to 2K23, which was a biannual release, which I think is honestly a much better schedule for major sports games. They'll never do it for Madden, but they should.
Yeah.
They should.
No, I'm with
Just
you.
release a roster update every other year.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And but this one was a big upgrade, except for there are certain things that was like a downgrade, which I think we all agree on, like the Pro Shop.
The
Yeah,
customization.
the customization is
customization's
really
not
weak
as
in this
good.
one.
Like,
and it's all behind like a pretty solid paywall.
yeah,
Where the
you
other
can't
one
really
Yeah.
choose like what the clubs aren't distinctive either. You basically can just choose a club because of how it looks, and then you create it how it's going to be.
Yeah, one of the cool things of the 2021 one was that the club you picked actually affected certain things. Like some clubs would drive faster or have less slice. Like so you actually could pick things that tailored more to your play style, which made it a little bit more of an enjoyable game. But none of that really matters for what we do with it.
No, yeah.
So
The way we play is we turn off. We play like pros. We turn off all of the assists, but we're not pros, so it's just a comedy of errors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
usually
play
play
on
skins.
higher settings. We do drop the swing difficulty down just a tad,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fair because we still struggle with the swings. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're playing on easy mode. Believe me, we're not.
we always play stable
If
first.
if we finish with par, we're like, oh, that was a really good round.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I realized why I love this game, why I love playing with you guys on this game, and why it's a great community game is that you are playing against each other, but you're not actively trying to harm each other.
Yeah.
No.
You're encouraging each other. You want everybody to do well.
I think that's only because you can't.
Well,
let's be
that's-
real. How many times
probably fair.
the last game we were playing and you were blatantly rooting for Deuce to shake one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If there was a way for you to go up and casually
And kick
kick
the
the ball
ball.
into the water,
yeah.
you would have done so.
But at the same time, so what I'm saying is that like even when that is true, which it does happen, it's still not going to affect the game itself. You do you, and
It's
you
like-
can do whatever you want.
It's like why we didn't start really playing Mario Golf because that does have
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah.
There's modes specifically for that.
Yeah.
And so it for me it's fun because it's like we get to just hang around, do basically what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And then also play a video game at the same time. You can not pay attention for a little bit, come back in. You don't. It's not one of those games where we're constantly having to focus. And
Well,
it's a good
You
time.
could pick up your Switch and play something in between shots.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing for a lot. But and I also say I don't know a damn thing about golf for the most part.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you what an iron does over a wood. I rely on
Yeah.
you guys to kind of tell me something like, oh, should I use this or that? Because the game also recommends it. It does a great job of doing that.
Yeah.
But there's times where you guys are like, oh, you should use this. I'm like, all right, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing for the most part.
Yeah.
And despite that, I have a hell of a fun time with this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's so damn fun because we kind of graduated to our difficulty too. Because before we started with like assist like putt preview. Like I remember
yeah,
we were
we
using
never
that
did putt preview.
nonstop.
Oh yeah.
And it made things extra long because we were always taking our time, making sure we used our
Yeah.
preview strategically.
It was
and
like
then
the worst
adjusting.
training wheels.
Whereas now we're just like, oh, well, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
Because-
and we'd have we had our own group. We had our
Yeah,
own
our own
clubhouse,
club,
our own
our own
golf club.
clubhouse, and we'd have our own tournaments.
That's right.
That was always fun. And then so I think just the camaraderie.
Yep.
And the that's all.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's casual. It never gets heated.
I would say I didn't put this on my list, and neither did Ducey, but it could totally go on either our
Yeah.
list and all of us just
And,
for those reasons.
Like this is a very specific to us.
Yeah.
Like game of the year because we. By far, as far as multiplayer games go, this is the multiplayer game I played.
this is
the
our
most
go-to
of the year.
easily. It's just easy to jump in. Like you could do 9 holes, 18. And
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
relaxing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a chill time. It's
Yeah,
great. It's
we're all
awesome.
just shooting
I
the-
think I didn't even think to put this on my list because we had played it since it came out last year, and we're going to continue playing this in
Yeah.
years to come.
That's
So-
right.
Yeah.
We just played this. I want to say it was 2 weeks in a row. I want to say we played this like last Sunday and the previous Sunday.
It's
right?
like it's like Monopoly.
Yeah. It's like, hey, gang, you want to get a game going?
yeah, exactly. Scrabble.
Yeah, so pretty great game. You're right, though. I don't know if many people put this on their list, but for us, for as fun as much fun as we have with it, like, yeah, it's absolutely a best of 2023 for us. Next game on our list, WWE 2K23. This was on Mike's list and Randy's list. And one thing I'll say, so we're covering all of
It's
our
on
favorites.
a different list for me, though, right?
Exactly, yeah. So we're covering like our favorites of the year, and of course this is personal, right? Because there's gonna be a lot of things that people may not agree with, especially some things I'll say later. But we also want to cover some of our disappointments for the year. And Mike had Mike had WWE 2K23 on both his best list and his disappointing list. So please, Mike, expound.
So I know Randy had it on his disappointing, so I'll probably let you go after I say the best, and we can kind of confirm in the middle. But so the reason why I love it is because if I was a child playing this game, when I'm thinking back to 98, 97, Mike, if this game existed back then, it would be my favorite game ever, because it's basically taking wrestling action figures and you can just do whatever you want with them, and like have matches and have customizations that are cool. The physics are really good in it. I really like the characterizations, the animations, the stuff you can do is all very authentic. They do a lot of cool things to keep it fresh. But there's a lot of things to say that are negative about this.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Like there's I like the amount of modes in this game is ridiculous. Like, and the amount of stuff that people are doing, like with the creative wrestlers and creative PvPs and all that stuff, it's amazing what people are doing with it. But you're right. There's a few things that kept it from my list for being, on it. Like, I love this game too, but I didn't love it enough to be like one of my favorites of the year. But there are a few things that we didn't like that kind of killed it for us
and I would say,
quickly.
Yeah, and I would say, and it's probably going to be Randy's disappointment, so I'll let him take it.
Yeah.
But I'll say that it was, we all got this game with the intention of playing with each other as a multiplayer game, like like to add into the PGA repertoire.
We all bought in like on release.
Yeah,
yeah, and also we had a similar issue with the previous one.
Yeah,
where we were all gonna get on to play it, and we found out that Mike's version was
God, yeah, because he didn't have a Series S at the time.
So
this time we're coming into WWE 2K23.
We knew,
and we're like, oh, we all got the same version because we all got either a Series X or a Series S. We're good to go. We all got them installed, and I'm sorry, network connectivity issues essentially.
Yeah,
just constantly derailing us from being able to play online.
It was frequent.
It was very
all the
frequent.
time.
It
We
was all
couldn't
the
get
time.
a game
I don't
going.
think we never got a game in.
No, well, the other problem, so it's like it either wouldn't get a game started, or worse, we'd get into a match, and all of a sudden, like one person would drop out or something, or a couple did, and it just became an absolute nightmare. It sucks because, like Mike said, this game has a really fun wrestling engine. Like, there's a lot I love about this game. It's really fun. It's like the ultimate wrestling game I could imagine. Like, I was telling you guys yesterday, like when you were talking about how this is like your dream game, I was like, I got excited for Warzone, in 97, 98 when it came out, and like you compare the two games for like what kids have now versus then, it's insane.
Yeah,
but
now and like Mike was saying, if this was back then, it would be perfect, and I 100% agree because I would not have had what feels like 20 years of only gradual improvement in the games themselves. So like I feel like I'm playing the same game now, much more polished game, where a lot of options that I would have absolutely loved even if it was just like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what brought me back to it, because there was a time where I didn't play this game for like 4 or 5 months. Basically, right after we all realized that we couldn't do our multiplayer, I think we all just stopped.
That's basically what it was. We just gave up.
So then the other day, like maybe a month ago, I was just going through the games I had. I was like, you know what? I haven't played this game in a long time. So I fired it up and did the story mode. And the story mode is way more fun than I thought it was going to be. It goes off in all these crazy directions, and they have you go to like a version of New Japan Pro Wrestling and a version of like European Pro Wrestling and all this stuff. So it's really fun. And then when you go into like the showcase matches, which that was its big problem too, the Cena matches.
Yeah, that was a really big showcase.
Really
it wasn't
quick.
awful, but it felt like it was super rushed.
Yeah, and they did the same thing, but even worse than the Rey Mysterio one, where the Rey Mysterio one had a really cool first match, and the second match was okay, and then they just got progressively worse.
Yep.
This one was like half of the first one of Cena's was good, and then it got boring really quickly, and then all of them were the same. But the customization, the randomness of the matches is really fun. You really feel like anything can happen in a match.
I think the AI is so fun to watch in this game a lot of the time.
Yeah, and like the random surprises they'll throw in when like wrestlers will come out of nowhere to interfere in your matches and stuff. That's really cool. So that's why it's on my game of the year. But I get why. It's also a disappointment because you see what it could have been if it on launch.
But I will say, to save it, it has a great local multiplayer.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. We love those few matches we did play.
And
locally.
it's so rare to find that these days. Everything is really based on, can you play it online, which you can't. But this is a great one when we actually physically get together and get to play it.
We had some really badass matches.
We
Like there was a
did.
ladder match.
It's
Like
so fun.
it was like a genuine 5-star match.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the game, like the series, is in a great spot now. Like, it was a little rocky with, I think it was 2K20. Was that the bad one?
That was garbage.
Right? Yeah. So they skipped 21, then they got 22, and now 23 is great. I just wish, and maybe we'll try it again and see if the online's better.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think if they fixed the online, or we could actually play a game together, it would have been on all of our lists, I think, or at least for 3 of us, the 3 big wrestling fans on here.
Yeah.
The next game on our list, Deucey, you had this, and so did Mike. You had TMNT, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, plus the new Dimension Shell Shock DLC.
So, yeah, on my list, really, I'm focused more on the DLC because I played it when it first came out
Me
last
too.
year.
We all did, I think. Yeah.
Instantly, and I loved it instantly. And then this DLC really surprised me because there was a lot more than I thought would be coming out for. Well, first of all, I don't think they even said that they were going to have DLC.
They weren't totally against it, but they basically said they had no plans for it.
Yeah.
But I think the success of the game, and they feel like they had to, and I think this is a great DLC. I like, cause Streets of Rage did this too for the DLC, like the survival mode, and
Yeah.
that's the best thing you can add to a beat 'em up.
I do enjoy that. I never played that on Streets of Rage 4 because I'm never usually great at beat 'em ups, especially to survive. But TMNT did it great, and I just like the characters, and I like what you are fighting for. You're gonna unlock more skins and things like that.
Yeah.
And the skin options in this game is great because they cover like every cartoon that's ever been out and other versions. Like there's a new one where you look like the Nintendo versions of the Turtles.
Yeah.
And like bright but blurry. And there's even one where you look like the weird black and green version of the original Game Boy.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
pixelated.
Yeah.
And
Looks
so
great.
yeah, it was a great addition. There was even a couple more characters that they added, which I'm totally willing to go back and play through those and level them up as well. Yeah.
This game reminded me of, I would say for like this is for my grandma, but probably maybe for your mom, Don. Like going back to their house and having like them cook your best meal. You know?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
this
Like-
is the signature dish.
Like whatever their signature dish was, where you're just like, you're like, oh, I love this so much because this is getting me being fed my youth. You know, like
Yeah.
all of the like Turtles in Time and all those.
it's like
kind of,
Barney injecting Duff in his veins. You're getting
Yeah.
the nostalgia right to your veins.
Yes, yeah, and so it's just like home cooking is like the best way to describe this game. It's just like having home cooking, and I loved it. It's exactly as long as it needs to be too. Like it doesn't. It goes not very quick, but a pace is strong, easy, fun to play, easy to get into. If you played any of these early Turtles beat 'em ups, you're right into
it's
it.
a
You know
shoo-in.
exactly.
It's even more than 4 players, so if you have a whole party of people, you
Yeah, it's
have,
freaking. Did we do 5?
I think we did about 5.
5, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's and the cool thing is the enemies scale with the amount of players, so it just gets more chaotic.
Yeah.
Which is like a blessing and a curse, but it's really cool. And you're seeing like a bunch of effects and foot soldiers getting thrown around.
Did we play with my wife? It was
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and I remember she never played any of those before, and she was really into it too. So it's easy if you've never played video games, you can get right into this game, and it's just fun and
And
nostalgia.
I love how this game looks too, because also the DLC they
Yeah.
have these different sort of, I'll call them biomes, but they're not biomes. We'll call them environments, I guess.
Yeah.
But there's like an 8-bit one. There's
yeah.
you've seen them more than I. There's an Edo period, like a Japanese setting, and then there's
Oh, that's cool.
I forget
There's
what the other
one-
ones that were in there.
There was
DC.
one that looks like the original black and white comics.
That's right.
Oh, that's
and
neat.
and the panels are broken up, so where you sometimes the panel is an obstruction, and sometimes it's
or it's
just
a pit.
That's cool.
sometimes it's just the background. And then I was really surprised by the 8-bit one. It really looks like the old Nintendo
That's so
versions.
cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It's really great. That is also on Game Pass right now. I don't think it's left yet. I don't know if it
don't
is, but
think
it's
so.
also on PS Plus. It's everywhere. This game, like, if you're a Turtles fan at all, if you're a beat-em-up fan, like, it's just fun as hell to play with friends. Like, I think it's $20. Normally easily worth that. It's like it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
The next game on our list is one I put on here. It's the Dead Space remake. This one came out very early in the year, January 2023, and it's another one of those games that came out and I think just got overlooked by everything else that came out
Yeah.
later in the year.
I'm about to play it. I've got it loaded up next.
Yeah, it's really good. So I had gone through most of the original back then. The original came out in 2008, which is crazy to think it's been like a decade
Wow.
and a half, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a 360 PS3 game, very atmospheric, very scary. It had this really awesome element of dismembering enemies with your weapons.
Yeah.
Which, so the remake is a pretty straightforward remake. There isn't a whole lot they changed. Like everything's just modernized. But oh my god, like
Isn't
the
it
game,
more open, like less loading between
well,
sections?
there's little less loading, but it's also a lot quicker because it's current
Modern
gen
times.
systems. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So the game's paced really well. It's still set up in the chapters. I think there's like 15 of them or something like that. But the game does everything the original did and better because now it's like the areas are a lot more atmospheric. It looks freaking gorgeous. it's like on my OLED TV, because on OLED TV the darkness is like really dark.
Oh,
So it's like when you
Is
like
it?
the flashlight is like a tiny light. Like Randy can attest to this
Oh,
too
yeah.
on dark games. Like
Oh my
it's
gosh.
pitch black when you're playing these games. It's crazy.
So Dead Space, the original, scared me so much that I won't play any other ones. I will never.
Oh
because
my
it scares
God.
me too much.
Well-
I can't. I don't have fun playing them.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
It's funny because the last episode when we were talking about Resident Evil, that got me into horror games because I don't openly choose that.
Mm-hmm.
But when Dead Space came out, for some reason I didn't care. I guess because space and aliens.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I immediately jumped into it, and I didn't mind the jump scares and everything else. I just wanted to get through all of it.
Yeah, that's actually a great comparison for it. It's like aliens. Like you're on
Yeah.
on the Ishimura ship.
Sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror, and like the story's pretty good too. Like there's all
Was.
this twist and everything. Like it's a really well made game back then. And the remake it's freaking great. It's definitely like one of the better games you'll play this year. It's definitely one of the best remakes you'll play.
Yeah, I
in
didn't
general.
play the remake, but I did play this when it came out on 360.
Yeah.
And I did beat it. I was a little surprised at how many people thought like, "Oh, this is the most scary game I've ever played." And I was like,
Scares me.
I thought it was pretty damn
I-
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the
I
time.
wasn't that bothered by it.
I'm surprised. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
me too.
pretty
It didn't-
intense at
it-
times.
In fact, there was really nothing that even startled me until the very end. The last moment of the game is when I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like
I won't-
okay, like
Yeah, I won't play. Like, I'll take your word for it. Though.
That'd be funny. Well, maybe like I haven't streamed in a long time because I've been playing
Just
everything
me,
else.
like-
but maybe I'll stream that, right?
So-
And you can
watch
watch
so
it or
Mike
something.
can watch.
freaking out.
Yeah, and then Michael just turned it off. I was like, Mike, you still there? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on chapter 2?
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't nearly as unnerving as like maybe like Outlast or something.
Oh, I've never played
yeah.
Outlast.
Outlast
Outlast
felt
games.
very
Did you guys ever
unnerving.
play the first Fear?
Oh, I love that
That
game.
one
That
was
was a great
unnerving.
game. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Hence the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of playing that one with the lights off in my room
Oh man.
and immediately turned them back on. Like,
God, what happened to that series? That'd be a great series to revisit.
Yeah.
That
There
game
you
was
go.
really cool. Yeah.
Throw it onto the list.
remaster
They're
that
good.
one.
Yeah. Okay, the next game on our list. This is a doozy pick, and I had it on my list as well for best of 2023. It's Resident Evil 4 remake with the Separate Ways DLC.
Oh man.
Doozy, gush about Resident Evil 4 because I know
my
I will.
God. Like so for some reason I had picked it up day one or week one maybe of when it came out. I was not excited for it as much as I was for Resident Evil 2 remake. But I figured, hey, I'll give it a shot. I liked Resident Evil 4. And then I played it a lot and I really liked it and I put it down and the whole year passed. And then I picked it up, I guess, in October or something, maybe even late September, and immediately was hooked and I was playing nothing but that. And almost 100%ed it. Like, I'm actually playing through it again, which I rarely ever do with games these days.
I was surprised when you're like, I started a new game. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, even Doozy's going into it.
Immediately went back into it because you get to keep all your guns and you get to like level them up if you didn't fully max them out. And yeah, for the longest time I thought Dead Island 2 was going to be my top because it was so surprising. But then Resident Evil 4 surprised me even more. And then Separate Ways came out, the DLC. And while I don't like the Ada actress in that one or anything, it's still fun to play as her because it's different. You get the grappling hook and the little scanning eye thing,
And also I would say like for being DLC for the value of it, it's pretty damn good because
That's another
it's
long
a really
one
great
for-
example. Yeah, like the DLC took me about 5.5, 6 hours, and it's only $10.
oh, the length of time, that was funny. Like when I beat the main game and it came in at like 27 or 28 hours.
Yeah.
And you were like, wow, this only took me like 15. What the heck
No,
were you
I
doing?
think I was at like 19 or
Oh,
something.
okay.
But yeah.
I think I was just like really wandering around every single section looking for every treasure and then just admiring the scenery.
Well, and that's what I feel like I was doing because I got a lot of the treasures. Like, I sold a ton, and like, I got through the game. It wasn't easy, but I got through it. It was great. But this was, I mean, we're getting into like the later games where this is like some of the contention for game of the year.
Yeah.
This could easily be my game of the year because it is so damn good as a remake and as a game. Like it perfectly translated the original Resident Evil 4 into modern times, like for modern controls and gameplay and everything.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is like, what is? Because I played the heck out of the GameCube version.
You'll
of
love
Resident
this
Evil
one
4.
all the same because
Yeah.
it's just like that, but more and like
They made
it's more
Smoother,
refined.
little-
Yeah.
I would say that's the only. Sometimes it was clunky and chunky and like.
No,
so-
this is like it's like
Well,
butter. Fluid,
surprisingly-
deliciously fluid butter.
I think we forget, but the original, when it came out, it still kind of had tank controls, even
Yeah.
though you were over the shoulder.
Yeah.
Whereas this one really does the two-stick like
Oh,
what you
good.
would think of modern shooters.
Yeah.
Good, because you're right. Because you're like basically you're either running or shooting.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're in the original.
Well, it's funny because my brother Bob bought this as well because he played the ever living hell out of the original 4. Like he
Did
got
he have the
everything.
chainsaw controller?
No, we wish we did because I remember seeing it at Electronics Boutique and I didn't
Yeah.
get it. Now it's like $350. It's
Yeah.
awful. But he was like kind of upset that they didn't have. He's like, oh, I don't know if I like the modern controls. Like he doesn't like the dual stick. So they actually have an option to have like the Resident Evil 4 OG type controls where it's
really?
like you stop and move and he's like, all right, this feels great now.
This is what I know.
That is
Muscle
such a
memory.
Bob move.
yeah.
But that's an interesting question though about like game of the year. It's like, is that we are because Resident Evil 4 was such a seminal game already.
Yeah.
Can you
Highly
put a remake
influential.
as a
That
game of the
like
year?
a remake as game of the year is kind of
Game of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Which is gonna raise questions like when the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake comes out, which looks
I
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
like
Yeah.
even though I played them all recently.
How long is the cutscenes going to be in that one?
I don't care. I'll sit there. I'm
I
ready.
hope there's more of them.
An
Yeah.
8-hour
I hope
movie?
they created more cutscenes.
Yeah.
And then before we finish, 2 questions. You got this on PlayStation,
PS5,
right?
yes.
And question 2, can I borrow it?
Yeah.
It's right here. Yeah.
Get the whole
Right.
box home. buddy.
That's why this is my favorite place to shop.
You got everything he wants, and it's got a good price.
Donnywood Video.
Donnywood video.
Don crazy.
Might be a little crazy. I don't know. But yes, exceptional game. I love this game to death. I actually been wanting to do a playthrough of it again. But yeah, it's definitely one of my tops. The next game, it's on my list, and you guys haven't played it yet, but it's Alan Wake 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely looking
And I've
forward
heard
to
it's
that
been
one.
on a lot of Game of the Year.
Yeah, and so the original Alan Wake was one of my favorite 360 games ever.
It was awesome.
It's really just a Stephen King book come to life,
Yeah.
or in a game form, I should say. It's a little bit of Twin Peaks. There's a lot of just like thematic tropes that it has, but it does them really well. Like everything is atmospheric, and the story's really great. It's about a writer named Alan Wake who ends up in Bright Falls, and all these dark happenings happen. So Alan Wake 2, I didn't think would ever happen, to be honest with you guys, because it's been 13 years since Alan Wake 1.
Yeah.
And they've had other games that are kind of connected to the Alan Wake universe, which
And
was
it wasn't-
Control.
It wasn't
Control
really
was-
funded well, was it? This one?
Well, this one was published by Epic,
Oh.
which, people will crap on Epic for the stores and their practices, which, some are valid, some are invalid. I don't care. But at the end of the day, Remedy, who's the developer of the game, said, you may hate Epic, but this game would not have happened without Epic, and also giving us free reign to make the story you wanted to make.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Alan Wake 2 so damn good, is that Remedy took their time with this one, and everything about the game is really freaking great from a story standpoint. Like, I saw some complaints about like the combat, because it feels like Alan Wake 1 where it's a little bit sluggish to like dodge.
Yeah.
And, I think normal is tuned a little too difficult, because there's too many instances where I would run out of ammo despite trying to conserve it.
Oh.
And there's certain areas where you can't advance without killing enemies. So I turned it down to story, right? The easier difficulty,
Yeah.
but then it's too easy. Like, some enemies die in one hit. But anyway, the story of this one, it's crazy, because it's almost like it has this meta writer narrative kind of thread to it, where Alan Wake is stuck in the dark world, and he writes a story to get out of it, right? And that's the whole thing. So
that's
the
cool.
story is Saga Anderson, who's like the other character you play as in this game, and you could freely switch between him and her. So he's stuck in the dark world, and you're trying to escape the dark world, while he's writing himself out of the dark world through Saga.
That's so cool.
So it's really crazy, because while you're playing the game, you're almost thinking like, well, Alan Wake is technically writing when I'm playing, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how it plays. And then it's kind of short, it's only like 13 to 15 hours, but there's a lot of twists. The story's just freaking amazing from beginning to end. I love the story of this game. I wish it was physical. It's not physical, because then Randy could borrow it. It's digital only, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of games right now.
There is, yeah.
So-
But this one, I think you could power through.
Probably. I do remember playing the original back on 360 and then finishing it on Xbox One, I think, because I remember when I first originally played it, I did play it on, I think, the hardest difficulty. Because
It's very
it
hard.
was...
It's really difficult.
Because it was very easy otherwise.
Yeah.
And there came a part where I basically was kind of locked into a trap where I can't advance because I'm getting
Oh,
marked
yeah.
almost as soon
those
as the game
checkpoints of
loads.
death.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm murked. I'm done. and I gave up on it, and then I finally went back to it years and years later when it was either a Games with Gold or on Game Pass, and I did play it. So I was absolutely looking forward to Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, they have the remaster out. It's been out for a few years now, which I'm sure probably partially funded this one. I do have that if you want to borrow it.
Yeah,
but,
I want to play. I want to replay that because I beat the first one, but I don't remember a thing about
it's really
it. It
good.
was so long ago.
I was surprised it's shorter than I thought. Like I remember when I played that game, I thought it was really long, and it was only like 6 or 7 hours, and I hadn't played it in like a decade.
It was a hidden gem, the first one. It goes up there with like Condemned, where it was like, I didn't know if I was gonna like this or not, and then it turns out like, oh, this game is freaking.
It's
excellent.
really good.
Yeah.
And then if you haven't played Control, you all should play that too.
Yeah.
That game
I
was
did play
really
that
good.
one.
I
It was
like that
fun.
one a lot. There's one that I want to finish. I only played it when I got the Xbox One years ago. It's Quantum Break.
Oh yeah,
But,
yeah.
I don't know if it's related to Alan Wake and the Control
I don't
universe or
think
not.
so.
I think it's a
It
separate
was-
thing, right?
Yeah, and it was interesting because it had like its own basically series that was filmed alongside
That's
it.
Yeah.
right. The live action stuff.
The cutscenes were like actual just an episode of TV.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I wouldn't say the story was like, groundbreaking or anything.
Wasn't there?
But I did enjoy myself.
Wasn't there like not a DLC, but it was kind of a separate mini game, American Nightmares?
American Nightmare, yeah, it was an Xbox Live game actually,
Oh,
and that
okay.
was really cool. And it was like its own spin-off story. I don't remember too much about it. I did beat it, but I think it was like it's just like a side story to the main game. Like I don't even know if it's related or technically canon or not.
Oh,
but
weird.
I think that one is on. It's backwards compatible. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass or anything now. Cool. All right, so. The next game on our list, this one's by Randy, and also I had this on my list. I think this is a big one for both of us, Randy. Street Fighter 6.
Ooh, yeah, this is a big one. This
and
is
not for us.
And we'll sit back.
This is
So
also-
Ray, so when Rain was saying like it's either two of us are great at it and two of us are not good, this is
Yeah.
a great example of
Yeah.
that.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I'm like, this is the ultimate example of what I'm talking about there.
I'm sorry, Randy.
Where
Go
like
ahead.
Don and I are like, oh, this is just the best time ever, and Mike and Deuce are like, yeah.
Hooray!
fine.
Who wants the controller next?
yeah.
They're just in
We
a
knew
cold sweat
anything
of what
else.
just happened to them. But this is my game of the year because it's the only game I can think of that came out this year where I would say that is probably the best of its genre. Like, this might be the best fighting game I've ever played. And it was so much fun even when I was struggling and getting whooped on. And then eventually, settling on a few characters I'm playing like DJ. Or if I just want to just give continuous spinning pile drivers, Zangief. It's just so much fun. It's a great time to play against anybody. Working your way up the ranks. And I know, Don, I know you definitely thought highly of this one.
Oh my god, this was I had been waiting for this for a long time. And a long time, I don't know what that really means, but I had been almost counting down the days when this was released.
Well, when was 5? Because
5 was 2016.
everybody wanted to skip
And-
that one.
Yeah. but I really liked
kinda
that
did
one.
have to skip that one because I didn't have a PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
and
it was
they
only on
didn't release
PS4,
it
and that one
on-
did get good eventually, but this is good at release.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
me, like this is like the culmination of fighting games after 30 plus years. Like everything they've learned from all the different games, King of Fighters,
Wow.
whatever. This is the new bar for fighting games that everyone should try to reach. Based on modes alone, there's like an exhaustive training mode. There's training videos. There's like a live commentary feature that's kind of a cool gimmick. There's a story mode. There's a battle hub that's like Shenmue. There is so much to love about this game. Like I've put in like I don't know how many, well over 100 something hours just in this game. And for me, like, there's nothing better. There's no other fighting game that I think can top this right now. There's
I don't
nothing
think
that comes
so
close.
either. And like you said, at launch.
At
And
launch,
that's,
it was
that's
great.
a huge thing. Like this, yeah. There's certain things we can quibble about, like, but on the overall, the balance is insane.
It's pretty good. It's
Like,
one of the more well balanced
there's
games
a
at
few
launch.
Characters like Ken. Maybe there should nerf the amount of combos that he can just chain over and
From
over,
one hit.
where there's no frame of here's where I can break it. Like, no, he already started. You kind of just have to wait, like, that requisite 20 minutes or whatever it's going to take for him to finish before you has an interruptible attack. And aside from that, like, the balance is just absolutely phenomenal in this game.
Yeah, so for me, it's this one's a no-brainer to put on my list. Like I even was saying, like this is probably gonna be my game of the year back at release.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll still be my game of the year, but
I think it is for me.
it must be because it's just that damn good. It's amazing.
Like, it completely derailed my previous, at the time, was the game of the year. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
just completely dominated my time to where it's hard to go back to it. Like,
All right, so so we'll lead into this next one. This is gonna be the big controversial one. I think there's gonna have a lot of discussion around it, and this was on all of our lists for one reason or another.
Yeah.
Mine not so hotly, but the next game is Starfield for PC and Series X. So fellas, You've all have had this in some way or form on your list, except Deucey. Deucey's kind of neutral to it. But Mike and Randy, let's discuss some Starfield.
So you like it, and
I both.
Yeah.
I both.
I both did.
Yes.
Do you guys remember when we all watched the trailer?
Yeah.
The like half-hour long trailer at your here.
It was
Yeah, it
before.
was a showcase.
Before
It was a
podcast.
showcase.
It was
Stream
before the
showcase.
Nintendo episode.
Yeah. So, and we were hyped like it actually got me like, oh, this game is gonna be so.
Yeah, I was lukewarm
sick.
previous to that.
Yeah. So it starts really good and it's fun at first, but then you realize how empty the game is, and that's when I really started to not like it. I was like, oh, there's so much potential that gets taken into nothing. You just don't have anything that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I kept getting distracted. I wasn't being able to play much games at the time when it finally did come out. And so it felt like it was like the longest time for me to actually make any sort of progress in this game. And once I did, I was enjoying it. There's some really cool side missions that I like the UC side mission that basically takes you on this whole quest line of dealing with the terramorph problem that I thought was really cool and fun. And there is some cool stuff like that, decorating my house and my penthouse that I got for completing that terramorph mission. It's good times. But if you know me, you know that my single largest pet peeve in video games, particularly any sort of open world game,
Bethesda
is
games.
inventory simulator. And this one, not only does it have it, it has it, and it's one of the worst offenders of just getting under your skin. Like, I didn't mean to accidentally pick up that empty Cheetos package. Like, do I really have to go through the motions of discarding this?
Now I'm over
All right,
encumbered.
I'm going to put all my stuff in that I carried here on my ship. Apparently, I'm stronger than my ship because the ship's already at capacity now.
Or
for just these resources that I can't even seem to access, like quick access. You can sell it at a store, like quick access, but if you were to go and set up your own little research station and you're like, all right, finally, I'm going to do all the research tasks that I'm supposed to do. I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to get everything crafted. Nope. I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to manually haul all of that out and waddle my way back to my home.
Yeah.
So that I can use it, and then come to find out that I still don't have what I need for the first upgrade.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The leveling up that is required to do it is outlandish. There's just too much.
Your sidekick basically becomes, like, for D&D terms, like a bag of holding.
Yes.
Like, your sidekick just becomes the person that holds all your stuff.
Well, that's true of like Fallout 4 for me too, and
Like,
Skyrim.
And you know, the person in me wants to be like, all right, what did this guy have when you kill him? You know, you're gonna go and loot them.
Same.
And I feel like if I just did not do that at all, if I just was, you know, I'm doing this thing just because this is what I want to do, I might enjoy this game a lot more. And just, you know, ignoring everything other than maybe credits. Like, I'll just grab some credits. Like, everything else, no, I'll buy what I need.
Yeah. So for me, I'll start off with a footnote on the performance on PC. This game looks pretty good, but for as not impressive as it looks, it runs like garbage on PC. Like, I upgraded my processor recently, and it runs well, but still not great. Like, it hits okay, but on my older processor, it ran like garbage. It ran like a 360 game.
Wow.
So that was the least of my problems with this game.
Yeah.
The first 10 hours, I really enjoyed it. I was enjoying it. I was texting you guys like, oh yeah, I did this Ryujin Industries quest. It kind of felt like Deus Ex. And then once that quest line is over and resolves, that's it. You never mention Ryujin ever again. They're like talking about how you're this special agent, this and that, and it's just wholly unrelated to anything else. The fast traveling is obscene in this game. You're fast traveling all over the place all the time because every quest is essentially a fetch quest. So now this one guy says, go to this star system to pick this up, and then you also have limited fuel to get there. So there's times where you're hopping across star systems over and over and over to get to your destination. The outposts were kind of like garbage to me.
I spent hours devoting all of my skills to building up like my crafts and stuff like that, and still was like, all right, let's build this outpost, and you do it, nothing happens.
Better respec.
Nothing happens.
Well, and that's the thing too, is this game doesn't have a level cap, right? So that means that you're supposed to, they intended for you to perpetually play this game to do who knows what, because when you don't have like a level cap or any kind of leveling system that makes sense, that means everything's a grind.
Yep.
So when I was leveling up, I couldn't craft anything really, like anything beyond like level 1 for most disciplines, like pharmaceuticals or armor or whatever, because I wasn't leveled up enough. And you level up so slow in this game that it just makes it a chore to do anything.
Yeah, the game tells you, like, oh, build an outpost by doing that. Like, the audacity of you to say that to me
Yeah, I
right now. You are not going to allow me to do that because you've locked that behind freaking a ton of levels that you know damn well takes far too long to get to. And
Yeah.
you're telling me this at the beginning of the game?
It also
How
sucks.
is it not a skill that I automatically already have because it's a building block fundamental?
It also sucks because you could like randomly get into a story that you're kind of excited about, but then you realize that you're way too low level to even have a chance of getting through this at all, and that gets really annoying sometimes because you're like, well, I just devoted all this time into getting this going, and now I can't even do it because I'm gonna move like an inch an hour because I have to like stealthily kill every single person. One shot's gonna kill
and
me.
the stealth is awful in here. Like it's Bethesda stealth, so
didn't
it's
even
not
do
great
stealth.
to begin with.
It's
right?
almost impossible. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
And then for me, the thing that really is bad about this game is it's superficially vast.
Yeah,
They want
that's
to
what I'm
make
saying.
you think that there's like this vast galaxy you're exploring. I'm going to emphasize that, exploring.
Empty.
But it's empty. Every planet you go to has 3 or 4 points of interest that are all the same. They're all like 300 to 900 meters away that you're walking to.
randomly generated.
Yeah.
Randomly generated, so there's no map to really guide you or any real purpose to go there.
Yeah.
And then I recently read too that developers chimed in saying like, "Oh no, we intended for that. Like it's supposed to be boring." I'm like,
Well,
Wait,
why
what?
would
I
you
mean,
do
to be
that?
fair, it's probably a lot more exciting than the reality if we were doing that.
Well, sure.
Because
Yeah,
I
but
don't care
then-
about
there's
reality.
nothing.
but I'm like, if that's the case, then don't put it in a game.
Yeah.
Right? Like why would you force people to try to explore these vast empty planets if the same points of interest there, where it's usually like like there's like an enemy bunker or
It's always
something like
and
that.
then
Yeah,
like
it's just yeah.
and then maybe like another bunker for like good guys or something.
Yeah.
It's very Mass Effect 1-ish.
but
where
worse because it's
yeah,
on a
but-
bigger scale of nothing.
It's on
Yeah.
a giant scale, and I don't know if you guys are ever put off by this, but there's only humans in this except for
What's what's pointing you
That's-
out? There's no
the
aliens.
The
interdimensional-
Terramorphs.
well, yeah,
but they're created by humans. so,
right,
like,
and the
it's different.
interdimensional beings too.
But
that
that's okay because that's very likely. It's highly unlikely statistically that advanced civilizations
Yeah,
would
that's
exist
great.
at the same time.
But
in this
this is
galaxy.
a video game.
I know.
Like throw that out the window.
cares?
Like make it
Yeah,
interesting.
but it's a human story. of
but you could have
humans.
even done Star Trek
Well,
style.
If you finish the
Or Mass
story,
Effect.
you'll see that
Yeah.
it has its I don't want to spoil it for everybody because you'll eventually get there. But the story, the main story, I did finish it after like I think 35, 40 hours. It's fine. It's
almost
just
done, yeah.
it's just like bare bones. Like there's some cool beats to it, but overall, it just feels like a put together story that really doesn't justify anything it does.
It's like, why are they humanoid? Like they could be not human, like maybe humanoid.
like Mass Effect had Talia and all those others,
Yeah.
right? And
That's what I'm saying.
or not Rex and all that.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that was very Star Trek.
it was,
going
but
for
this
it.
game, like again, like for them trying to say like this is a huge exploration game, I don't feel like exploring because it's so freaking boring.
Boring.
It's empty.
It's super
And,
boring.
and like you were mentioning about the fast travel, it completely negates the need for one of the more fun mechanics because the actual piloting of the ships
It's fun.
It was pretty fun because it was very much like Squadrons.
It was.
yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Squadrons,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like a lot more complicated because of all the ways you can customize your ship obviously
Yeah.
and
Well,
and
and-
divert your power.
There is something really awesome. Like the first time I did hijack another ship after damaging it, that was
Yeah,
really
that's
cool,
really fun.
right?
Yeah.
But then that's it. You do that, and like that's part of the game and whatnot. But then you're not compelled to really do that often. Like it's not like you could amass like an army of space pirates.
Yeah, I think one of the last things I was going to say is that Don's totally right about the storylines also having like no bearing or significance on what you do. Like I did one where I was trying to become like basically a space marshal and did the whole storyline, beat the whole thing, became a space marshal. Nothing happened after that. I got a medallion and like some clothes, and that was it. And so I don't have any more missions to do because I completed that whole storyline.
It's
I
never
don't-
mentioned again.
It doesn't really help me in any way. It's never even come up in conversations. And that annoys me because it's like, man, I put so much time and effort in this thinking that it would either advance a storyline. I get it's a side mission, but advance a storyline in some way or change me in some way. And it didn't do anything. It was just, dangling keys.
Yeah, it's weird how if you've played Fallout 4 or Skyrim, you can do a bunch of side missions and then people in the towns will
Yeah.
recognize that. You'll see like a newspaper headline that mentions what you just did in a mission, or in Skyrim they'll be like, "Oh, that's the person who did this or that." And I can't speak on this one way or the other, really. I didn't put it on my list on either side because I enjoy Bethesda games, and I'm probably going to get into it at some point, and I haven't really yet because everything else has come out. But at the same time, it is disappointing to hear from you guys what's going on in it. I almost want to like it out of spite. But I know, like, I've just got a whole bunch of other actual fun stuff to play.
Well, it's funny because this is technically our best of list
Yeah.
time, and then like Randy really just
This
like, yeah,
took
it's
a
kind of
turn.
cool, and then it's just like, yeah, this game is not good for these reasons.
Yeah.
you know?
And the thing that's a bummer too is that there is potential in it. It's it has some really cool parts.
Well, it blows my mind because, and I think Deuce and I were talking about this a while back. Like, this was supposed to release in 2022. And it makes me wonder what in the hell they were going to release last year if this is what we got this year, right? Like, I'm not saying this game is like a technical mess. Like, it's not nearly as buggy as like some Bethesda games launched at. But I mean, they had a year to polish it. But there's the fundamentals of the game are just not fun. Once the more you get into it and realize how just empty and superficial they are, the more you get into it. You know.
Just to kind of wrap this up, do you think that this is one of those kind of cyberpunk games where in a year or two it's going to be something where you're going to look back and be like, this game rocks?
I think the problem with it is that again, like the fundamental of fast traveling everywhere, you can't really fix that, right? And it's like you can't fix the barren planets. There's gonna be modders who are gonna add stuff to those, but fundamentally the game, it's like it's still fast traveling, like all over the place.
Yeah.
The shipbuilding, like they have to I think they have to rebalance that to make it so like you could travel further, maybe, right? Like instead of get rid of the whole fuel garbage. Because that's really what hampers the fast travel. It's like you're limited fuel, and you have to spend money to upgrade your ship to get more fuel to travel further. But if you don't do that, you're hopping star systems over and over and over.
That's true.
And worse, when you do stop in the star systems, I should say, you have to stop for to get scanned for contraband. So not only do you have to go through a load screen to go through that, the space police and every star system scan you and say, all right, you're clear. And then you fast travel again, all over again, do that again. So... Yeah, this game, spoiler alert, it's on my disappointments list for 2023 by far.
No way.
Also,
Wait, we didn't move that
to
to
compare
that?
it like Cyberpunk is that on Series X this runs perfectly
It
fine.
does, yeah.
Series
It's on
X,
Series
not
X.
a broken game.
No,
Yeah.
on
It's
Series
not.
S it's fine too.
It's not a broken
It's
game.
stable 'cause,
Cyberpunk was broken for a lot of people.
It was. This
Whereas
game on,
I didn't have any issues when I played it on Series X. I just was able to enjoy the story and think of this is one of the better stories in a video game that I played.
Yeah, and Starfield, like, on consoles, it's locked to 30, so it runs great on consoles. I was just saying from my experience on PC, it was just disappointing that it ran as poorly as it did.
Yeah.
So the next game, this is a great one. This is on Ducey's list.
Back to the good game
Back
list.
to the good stuff. Back to the great stuff of 2023. And I agree with this one because this is also on my list as well. Mario Wonder. Ducey, tell us about why
Heck
this
yeah.
game is so freaking good because I would love to gush about this as well.
So, like I said, Mario Odyssey was like one of the best or the best 3D Mario. This is now definitely the best 2D Mario.
I think so too.
Ever since, because it has taken everything that Mario has done over the years and expanded on it, and it's even kind of a throwback to Mario World and Mario 3. And yeah, I mean, they nailed it with the way that they've done the artwork.
Yeah, the art style, it looks amazing. Even on the Switch, it just looks amazing. On
Very,
the Switch.
very colorful. I like that they went into this new kingdom. Like, we've been in the Mushroom Kingdom for decades, like for as old as we are, and now they're in the Flower Kingdom, which makes me wonder.
Petal Isles, I think it was called, right?
Is it the Star Kingdom and the Special Kingdom?
Oh,
and
yeah.
like,
That's so great.
but yeah, no. This, I mean, the way that was it. Digital Foundry did a good review.
Yeah, they
on
did
it.
a great sort of tech breakdown, and they also it was John Lindemann again.
Yeah.
But he was talking about all the little references they tucked in, like the animations. It's just an incredibly well made game.
The animations really blew me away when he pointed them out because he kind of really dogged on the new Mario Brothers series, but I like those as well. But like in this one, they really go back to taking the sprites that we know from Mario 1 to Mario World and then turning them into a modern 3D look. And it works perfectly for this game.
Like all his poses, like when he hops, he has like
Yeah.
the hand thing,
The
like
hand,
on
yeah.
it looks like Mario 2, the
Yeah.
box art from Mario 2. Yeah,
that's cool.
And there's stuff like there's an enemy, I forgot if it's like a chipmunk looking thing, but it's funny, like when you stomp on enemies, like you stomp on their buddy, the front enemy will look back in terror and try to flee.
Yeah.
Like their
That's
eyes
great.
widen and they look like they're just terrified that Mario's coming to stomp them.
There's one of the suits you get is a bubble shot, and you shoot a bubble, and like you shoot it at a paratrooper, and all of a sudden he's like flapping, like, "Oh no, I gotta get away!"
That's great.
So, and then also the other twist in this game is they have like I guess we'll call them the Wonder Worlds, but you you collect this little flower that basically turns the game into like an acid trip.
Yeah.
So
Every level.
Yeah, every level has one, and then each one is a different thing. So you might be playing as like a power up. Like there's one where you're playing like this spiky bowling ball, just barreling through the level.
Cool.
So it's like it mixes up the gameplay with little mini games like that. But it feels great. It plays insanely well. Deuce and I did some co-op last time we recorded.
Oh yeah, it
actually.
was great on co-op too.
And it was fun as hell because there are only two of us. And the cool thing is like if one falls, like the other one can float up as a ghost to try to get to tag, so you can get revived.
That's so
Bring me
cool.
back.
Yeah, which
That's
it's
sick.
and that's really cool, like on the normal levels. But then you get some of the challenge levels where you're like you're hopping to the beat of the music across
yeah.
the level or across like barriers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's like you're both trying to not get in each other's way because you can't bump into each other. But it's still confusing when you're both hopping back and forth,
Yeah.
right? And there's times where like he was dying and like he was floating up to tag me, and then like I would drop down and everything. Like I don't know what chaos it would be on a 4-player, but
Oh my god, I think 3 people would just die and wait for the one guy to do it.
yeah. So this game, it's like Ducey said, it's like the pinnacle in my eyes of like of 2D Mario. They did everything right on this. It feels incredible. It's definitely like one of the
I'd
best
say
games of the year.
My one downside to it is I wish they had used the Koopa Kids rather than just
That's
Bowser
true.
Jr.
It would have been nice, yeah. Because
Yeah.
the boss fights are in here. There's a few of them, and I'd say they're pretty fun, but they're not as obviously not as good as like the levels. or
They're
anything.
like, and they're fairly easy because the main boss of every world, if there is even a boss, is going
Yeah.
to be Bowser Jr. doing something differently based on the flower power.
Mm.
Whereas like you could have more variety if they had used the old Koopa Kids from Mario 3 and Mario World. And I'm just about in the last world now. I'm making my way up to Bowser Castle.
Oh yeah, that boss fight was really fun too. The last
Nice.
boss fight, and then the special world. I had finished all those, and those are really hard, but they're really really fun because like
Yeah.
they are fun enough to where it's like you'll lose a lot, but they're fun enough to where like you don't mind losing. Like there's not many checkpoints in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of cool unlockables on there. Like you get some badges for completing the special world and stuff. It's just a great game. Like you said, it's like the culmination of like Mario World and all the earlier Marios. It's really good.
Yep.
The next game on our list is my choice. I put on there. It's Cyberpunk 2.0. So Cyberpunk got a major update this year. I think it was early October, where they overhauled a lot of the game's systems. And I played this after playing Starfield. After I finished Starfield, and I was just so I'd finished this game when it came out at launch. Like I played through the story and I thought it was really good. But now that I've played through like all the side quests and like a lot of the activities and the main story again, like it is one of my favorite games this year easily. Like the storytelling in this game, the characters and like all the stories and how they're connected, it's freaking amazing. The overhauled skill tree is what I wanted in this game because the original skill tree was just a lot of meaningless garbage. Like I'd level up and it would feel like I was leveling anything, like I would level up my quick hacks, but it would still take forever to recharge. So there's almost no point in using them. So everything's been rebalanced, and I want to play the DLC that's come out because apparently that's really, really good. It's Phantom Liberty
With
With
Idris.
with Idris Elba. Yeah. So this game, the story in this game, like I really loved this game on the second time around. Like I would say it's finally at the point it needed to be, but like we've talked about, it sucks. It took 3 years for it to get there.
Yeah.
But now it's just a phenomenal game.
I've only heard that since 2.0 came out. Is like how this is the exact game everybody thought they were going to be getting.
Yeah,
and how happy they are now.
It's so good. Like I was enjoying every moment of this game when I was playing through it again.
It does kind of annoy me that we allow companies to do that.
Oh, absolutely.
But I guess I'd rather have that than not at all. But at the same time, I do feel like it's letting companies off the hook for terrible games.
Yeah, and you're right. It's too common now, especially because some publishers are just trying to get stuff out the door, unfortunately, and they're paying for it.
Yep.
Because this game was broken for 3 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Like
for some people, not for me.
Well, for most
That's-
people though, like but I would say for most people, it's broken. Like fundamentally, and like a lot of the skill systems, a lot of stuff was just not well implemented, and they finally implemented it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just always funny to me hearing about everyone's complaints about the game, which were valid because it was broken for previous generation consoles essentially.
Yeah, it was especially bad on those.
But on Series X, it ran perfectly fine aside from like 2 or 3 like hilarious kind of glitches, but then it was fine, and the story was excellent. The romance, the subplot that I had was probably the very best one I've ever had
it
in
was
any
really
game.
good.
It was
so
really,
good.
really good.
Was it with
like
Pan
I
Am, Randall?
genuinely, yes,
Yeah,
with
me
Pan
too.
Am, I genuinely liked her and was like, no, this is absolutely someone I'm dying for. Like,
Yeah, and also say too that so they had the current gen upgrade. We'll call it current gen, but it looks amazing now. It's like I don't. Well, I think you have the game, so you can get the
I
upgrade.
do. Yeah, I do
right?
have it. I own it.
Yeah, so it looks amazing now. It's a really great
It's just,
game.
another one on the docket.
I know it's a beefy game too.
Now I know we're getting near. We only got 2 games left.
We only
right?
got 2 big ones left.
Well, I do need to add one in between.
Oh.
I think you know which one I'm talking about. You know I finished it. But also, there's one we're just missing from that list.
I
What
was
are we
just
missing,
I was
Randall?
just looking it up.
There's, in it. That's Forza Motorsport.
Forza.
Oh,
Yeah,
did I
yeah,
put that
it's
on
my
there?
game
I
of the
noticed
year,
as we were
so I
getting
was-
near the end, it wasn't on there.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
gonna
that's
be
so
my game of
weird.
the year, so I was gonna say it whether.
No,
Yeah.
please take the Forza because I saw on your list and I thought I had it on here, but that's why I was like, check
Yeah.
the list, make sure I didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
But I guess I missed the one.
I just didn't think about it. Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah, Forza, go ahead.
So I would say I probably played it the most at anybody.
Yeah.
But so what makes this game so good? A couple of things. One, the mechanics of it are almost perfect. The braking and the acceleration, the steering are great. And when you change from car to car, you feel the difference and you notice like different power differentials, different different handlings for different cars, how they turn, how they oversteer and understeer. Is very like, I don't know because I don't actually drive these cars, but I imagine it's very accurate to how they are. The graphics are incredible.
Yes.
It's a very strong contender for like the best graphics on a console game ever. There's only we'll talk about one more game at the very end that
I think there's one that beats
compete
it out
with
just
it.
by nature.
Yeah.
But that's comparing apples to oranges though,
It
because
is.
we're going to
It
be
is.
talking about something that's very photorealistic at times versus something that's beautiful and bright and colorful, not like the real world,
Yeah.
but like the world of that setting.
Yeah, so like Forza, the graphics, the car graphics have always been great, but this one now it feels like they're there.
I've played racing games for years. All the way back to Rad Racer on Nintendo, and even in Rad Racer, there were some levels where it went from day to night and night to day, and in this one, it's the first time they've really done weather almost perfectly. You could say, like I would start a race and it was maybe a light drizzle, and then it got really dark and stormy in the middle of the race, and then the downpour came, and like I'd already done like maybe 3 laps and I knew my marks, and then I hit the 4th lap in the downpour and I almost lost it, and I was like, oh, this is actually affecting the traction on the track.
Yeah.
Great, guys. Like this is what we needed all along.
Yeah.
There was that race that we all did online where it was just pitch black night but thunderstorm, and the lightning would like
that was
flash at you while you're
crazy.
trying to race.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that, because usually when there's lightning, races get canceled.
Yeah.
But they were like, nah, you'll be safe. You got rubber on the
Well, it
tires.
was only the 3 of us, remember?
Yeah.
The only complaint on this I have is setting up a private match and not being able to add in the drivatar stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
To
told me
fully
that.
flesh
That
that
seems
out.
such nonsense that they
It's
want to allow
pretty
AI
lame.
racers with
Oh
that.
yeah.
It's pretty lame.
Because we definitely wanted the experience of having to navigate through
Other people.
various cars
Even-
instead of
even
AIs.
like a few turns for us, and then there's enough separation that we might not see another car again for the rest of the
It's
race.
just annoying because a lot of games do that too. Like there was one we played way back, we played Hot Wheels Unleashed, which we loved.
Oh yeah.
But it's so stupid when you can't add AI racers.
Why would I only want to race against 3 people?
Yeah, on a giant track,
Well,
no less.
that one was also ridiculous. We couldn't create a lobby and then go in together.
Yeah, but
we had to like time it like 1, 2, 3. Okay,
Exactly.
enter.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Is that can you stay together in the multiplayer lobbies though with your
like
buddies?
with random people.
with like random people?
Oh, I'm sure you could.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
We
sure
didn't
you
do that,
could.
so
Yeah.
I was-
Yeah.
Maybe we should
you
try
just
that.
kind of have to wait and
But
wait on
see,
everything.
also from what I've read too, there's a lot of people complaining about how online everyone drives like a prick. Like
Yeah.
people will purposely run into you or
Yeah.
ram you off the road.
And that's because unlike like F1, you don't necessarily. I mean, you can set it so that your car gets destroyed, but you don't necessarily have to do that. And sometimes it's not a good idea to have it that way because the lightest touch can ruin your car sometimes. So
Yeah.
which
yeah,
is accurate.
when I set up like our multiplayer games, everything was on.
Yeah.
Like if you spun out and crashed on lap 1, Mike, I'd be like, well, sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be done in about 15 minutes.
There was that
make
race
some
where-
popcorn.
My engine blew.
Yeah, Mike's engine
Yeah,
blew.
that's right.
Yeah, my engine
for
blew
no
because I
reason,
overrevved it.
too.
Yeah, I overrevved it and it blew like halfway through the race. Yeah.
And then every time you got back to the pits, you were like, "Oh damn, I missed the pits." Well,
Yeah.
I'll wait till next lap.
yeah.
The previous race, like he didn't get to finish it because we had it set for like the game will expire after
A certain amount of time.
After a certain amount of time, and it was really quick. Like
Yeah.
I mean, we had
No, that
only
was when my
just
engine blew.
finished, and
Oh,
all
yeah.
of a sudden Mike couldn't even finish.
That was my engine. 'cause I
No,
couldn't
no,
go
no, no,
across.
no. Because what happened is that I had
He
the
fixed
next
it.
game.
Oh,
I
that's
fixed it.
right,
I
that's
added
right.
it. I'm like, no, you just
But
gotta
then we had
finish
to-
this game. But then you had
You had to
your
wait like
engine
10
We
minutes.
waited like 10
and
minutes.
We were just waiting and waiting.
Because you were driving around one of the largest tracks in the world at like 20 miles an
Oh, it's
hour.
Le Mans.
Yeah.
It was like you were like a golf cart in it there.
Yeah. So
Just puttering through.
to kind of finish up, this one is my game of the year nomination. But some things that I'll say, it's beautiful. The tracks are identical to real life. Like we've gone to Laguna Seca a bunch, and it
feels like you're there.
so much
Yep.
like
We
Laguna
know.
Seca. It's
Yeah.
crazy. And all the other ones, the only critique I would have to that is that there aren't as many tracks as I hoped there would be. There's
They just added one. Apparently, what was it the other day? Right?
Yeah.
They've been updating
Oh,
it
nice.
pretty
And
regularly
it's
so
not-
far.
And I'm sure there's going to add a lot more. 'Cause
Oh,
it
yeah.
makes sense. That's a way to make money. But that was one of the things where I was like, God, I feel like I'm doing the same like 5 tracks over and over, and I'm just doing like the oval version of that
I-
one,
I do like that there's the variations that you wouldn't think of, like
Yeah.
the original Laguna
Old
Seca.
Laguna, yeah, that's pretty sweet.
And then, like Miami Homestead is normally an oval for NASCAR, but they
Yeah.
do have an infield track that you get to race on.
Yeah, so that stuff's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great game.
It's a great game. I really really like it. I've only just been sidetracked because of other stuff right now, but I definitely am gonna go back.
everything.
Yes,
Yes, everything.
Yeah.
so much
You know,
out right now.
I liken it to Street Fighter, where you can just pick it up and
Yep,
play
yep,
it for
exactly.
an hour or
That's-
two, put it back
you're
down.
you're in a certain mood. You only got like maybe like a half hour or something.
Or even
So are
15
you really
minutes,
gonna-
you get something
Yeah,
solid.
you
in
can
there.
just do a
exactly.
race or two.
I do
and-
like one race and then I go on to do whatever else I
Yeah,
have
me
to.
too. Me
I
too.
love
I'll
those
do-
pick up and play games where you don't need a time investment, or you can have a huge investment or just a small
Yeah.
investment.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it doesn't matter.
Also, if I do more than like 2 or 3 races, my thumbs start to
yeah.
get tired.
All right, so the next game we'll cover, this was on my and Randy's list, I think for very good reason. Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
A little known game here.
One of those, one of those smaller
hidden
IPs.
gems that only Don and I know about.
Yeah, we had to uncover this one. Randy, tell us why Tears of the Kingdom is just so
What is
damn
this
good.
Zelda you speak
Because
of?
it's Zelda. I mean, how often is a Zelda game where you take home a Zelda game and you're like, this isn't good.
Incredibly rare.
It does not
Incredibly
happen.
rare.
I don't
Philips
remember when it
CDI.
happened. I never
Spirit-
played.
yeah.
Spirit-
I never played the second one.
No,
so,
the DS one, like the DS games were great, like Spirit Tracks and
I
whatnot. But again,
suppose
those are the
so.
exception. It's very rare.
Yeah, but those
very
aren't like
rare.
the big tentpole releases.
Absolutely.
Like the,
No, they're not. Yeah.
Yeah, the major console releases. This was, if you liked Breath of the Wild, then you're really gonna like this because it keeps the same functional open world same. However, the way you can traverse it is far different. Like the what's it called? The hand.
The Ultra Hand.
The Ultra Hand. What a really amazing mechanic.
What's it called? The hand?
It's called the Ultra Hand.
It's
yeah.
called the Ultra Hand.
not just the
it's
and
Super
amazing.
You can craft just about anything your heart desires. Like it's really incredible just how much depth there is to that specific gameplay mode alone.
Yeah, so I had a hard time enjoying Breath of the Wild because I was in the camp of I don't like how vast this world is and how empty it can feel, and also traversing was just slow. I still really liked it, but I didn't love it like other Zelda games.
And
I also had to
tons of weapons.
and the weapon breaking thing, and I had to unwrap my
Weapon breaking
mind.
is the worst part of both of those games.
It is, but with all that, like Breath of the Wild was really good. But I love Tears of the Kingdom the moment I started because it solved a lot of the problems I have with Breath of the Wild with the weapon breaking. Well, fine, you can fuse now.
Yeah.
So any object basically in the game area, if it's a rock, if it's a tree, if it's an apple, whatever, you can fuse it to your weapon, which kind of helps the durability. Like it kind of refills it. So the weapon breaking is diminished, but also you get bonuses or for the weapon you're crafting. If you're looking at how do I get to this spot over there? Well, I just like there's one spot I was trying to get up a mountain. And I was like, it's an icy mountain, so you're slipping. So I took a bunch of tree trunks and just pasted them together with the Ultra Hand and just climbed right up that mountain on those things.
So funny.
Or you could just be like, no, I'm not, watching the guy that's climbing up the mountain, and then here comes Don, like, oh, I can do you one better, and he's got a machine to climb the mountain.
Yeah.
And then someone like me could come along and just like Green Goblin my way up there with some hoverboard that I created. Like, there's just a lot of options.
Yeah,
available to you
the
in this
freedom
game.
this gives you and the agency it gives you it's like there really isn't much that comes close to it, because for one, the game world is huge.
Yeah.
So there's Hyrule, and then you have like this sky world above you that's just as big, and then even below that there's like an underground area that you all can explore, and there's so much stuff. Like I know Rain's put in way more time than I have. Like I put in 40 hours.
I had a medical leave.
He's
for
on-
like
I
2
remember you were
weeks.
excited because it was
He's on
And I
on
was
triple
like,
digits.
what a perfect timing with Tears of the Kingdom coming out. And so I played a lot of it then. And then Street Fighter came out, and it really cut into a lot of my time. But what's cool about this game is, I remember you were saying, like, with Breath of the Wild, like, you felt like that it was a little too empty, like the open world. Well, so this has the same open world. There's more to do. And then you discover that, there's also underneath, which is its own open world. The entire map has a cave underneath that you can traverse and discover and light up, and like it's really cool. Maybe a little bit excessive.
It's
and
intense.
You can definitely get feel like you're gonna make some progress. So you're just gonna keep doing this, and then eventually you look at the map again and you're like, oh my god, like I barely made a dent in lighting up this underground cavern area.
and the thing I think this game does so well, because it is vast and it feels that way, and sometimes, like, especially when you're in the underground area, because it's pitch black for the most part, you have to throw the bright bloom seeds to light up the area, and then you get to these trees that do light up like a whole section on there, almost like checkpoints or like the towers.
Yeah, that's how you can fast travel too.
Yeah, but it's like the game, encourages you so much to explore, and there's so much cool stuff just to discover, like in any little cave or whatever. Like, there really is another game that does this, where it's like you just feel like you're traversing through everything, and like you don't know what's going to come around the corner. And for me, like, I think this is like the opposite of what Starfield is, where it's like this game feels vast and open.
Yeah.
But I'm more encouraged to explore, but it's also because there's no, everything's connected. I'm not fast traveling all the time.
Yeah, and due to that whole underground cavern adding a whole layer of things to explore is why I had not finished that story, because I just kept doing nonsense so often. I was having a good time doing that nonsense.
It's really easy to get distracted.
It is. And like, I really wish I could get myself more in the mode of just go ahead and play through that campaign.
Yeah, get from point A to point B.
You got the Master Sword. You did all that important stuff. Let's go. Nope. I'm gonna go down here, and I'm really worried about this mayoral election that's coming up. In this section.
Let me help this guy put his signs up.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really good, really fun. When is Zelda not?
I genuinely love this game, and I want to finish it. It's just it is massive.
eventually.
I feel like this is definitely one of those games where you need a good chunk of time to sit down with, because if you play for like an hour, you'll get nowhere. Like, it's just for me, there's so many distractions, and like the world is so big that like an hour will get you nowhere. All right, and go ahead, Randy. Please.
I was going to say, before we get in this, because we obviously compiled this list, but after we compiled the list, I bought a PS5. So after buying PS5 and PlayStation Plus, before we get into our last game, my newest game that I fully completed, at least main story, not 100%, is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
There we go,
Oh,
Randy.
yeah.
Slip that one in.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta slip it in. I mean, does the main story feel kind of like a DLC to Spider-Man the original?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? That's a fun
that was
game.
great.
Like,
It's really
It's a great
good.
game.
and it was like, does the Spider-Man series feel very much like Arkham? Yes. That's okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
We haven't had Arkham in like
Exactly.
Was
We
it
haven't
8
had it in
years?
so
So
long.
so
We
Spider-Man
had one,
take
but
it.
it was,
Yeah,
not-
that's.
Oh,
I wouldn't even call it
I
Arkham.
still
Yeah,
haven't
we'll
touched
get to
that
that
one
little stinker.
But it's really cool. It looks incredible. Just traversing New York City is a lot of fun. Just doing tricks while you web sling from one thing to the other. Story's good, if not a little like kind of convenient. But I mean, they're just following.
Yeah,
comics.
this is really so. I got this when I got the PS5 as a launch game, and this was like the number one game I wanted with Demon Souls, and this game it's a much leaner game than the original than Spider-Man 1 was on PS4. And it's really just meant to be that. Like, it's meant to sort of be the carryover to 2, which wouldn't come out for 3 years.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it was really good. It's shorter, definitely. Like, I got 100% for like I think I don't know, 12 or 13 hours, and the main story is like 7, whatever it was.
Yeah, the main story does not take very long.
Yeah, but it's really good. It's a really good story nonetheless. Like, it's shorter, but I'd rather have that than something bloated and just overstaying its welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing but good things to say about it.
Yeah.
Especially when you just get it, Well, I mean, it's not free because I paid for PlayStation Plus, but
It's fine. Everyone says I got it free on Game Pass anyway. It's the same thing.
I mean,
yeah.
I almost got it free on Game Pass because I still have a while to go on my excellent Game Pass deal that I have.
Either way, but you still paid for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so that leads us into our final game we'll talk for the best of 2023, and that is my choice on there. I'm assuming probably Randy's at this point too, where he started.
I'm not terribly far in it, but it's definitely on there.
It's up there. Spider-Man 2 for PS5. And holy crap, fellas, you want to talk about top games of the year.
Yeah. I'm so bummed I can't play this.
I know.
Well, you can play it downstairs.
Yeah.
You can try it out
You
then.
can. You
Yeah.
just gotta, hide the bill from your wife.
So this game is everything you'd expect and more. If you loved Spider-Man 1, this is everything a sequel should be. The beginning of the game starts off just like on an insane bang. The beginning is this whole Sandman fight that Randy just experienced.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. It was like Sandman as Godzilla.
Yeah.
And just like swinging through and out. Miles Morales looked really good. Like it, even for a launch game, it looked really good. But I immediately noticed just how incredible Spider-Man 2 looks, especially because Don and I have almost the same TV. I think
You have a newer version of mine. Yeah.
a newer version of the same model, essentially. And
Miles
I was just absolutely blown away,
built for the
especially once
4.
I switched it to like the one that maximizes like the
Performance.
the frame rate.
Yeah, that's what I do too. But even
With
fidelity
ray
looks good with
tracing.
120 hertz. Yeah.
Oh boy, just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, so this game, the graphics, I would say, are probably the best I've seen this year, I think, because New York looks insane. Like, just that you're swinging through it at such a speed. There's no load times whatsoever in this game. You can fast travel anywhere on the map just by holding the button and going through it, and it's like instant. He swings right into the area you mapped.
Oh, you can? I
Later
was
on.
wondering when I was going to unlock fast travel.
No, you have to unlock it first when you do the
okay.
tokens and stuff, right? So you do have to progress a little bit to get there, and then, but even then, like the swing is so fun, like
Yeah, it doesn't bother
you'll
me.
go across the whole map. Like I did that a
and
lot.
If you're tired of swinging, then just pull out the little the little gliders.
Yeah, so you have
wings.
glider wings
got
that
the wings.
float you around. There's also these little air, what would you call them? Air
pockets,
pockets, air tunnels,
Air
wind
vents.
tunnels
air
that
vents,
you could
whatever.
float through, and they'll speed you through an area or they'll float you up. The activities are really fun. Like some of them are, they're side activities, but they're also meaningful because you can unlock suits and other things with them. The main story is really good and really long. Like Kraven's the main star, and then later on Venom gets introduced. I don't want to spoil too much about that, but they do some awesome stuff with Venom, and he looks amazing.
Well, I mean,
in
the
this
trailer
game.
for the game already spoiled.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah,
but there's a
fine.
lot more that you'll get
And
to
I
it.
actually managed to like somehow kind of block that out of my brain because when I saw it again, I'm like, man, I got spoiled. I thought I was gonna go in completely blind.
Yeah, it's so the story's really good. I loved every minute of this freaking game. Like I blasted through it in like a week. So I
Yeah,
beat the main game and I went and got the platinum trophy. I did everything else. There's nothing else I could do in this game, unfortunately, because I would love to play it even more than I did.
I'm trying to take my time a little bit because of that. I know I can easily blow right through it.
Well, I took like 30 something hours, so it's like I took my time with
Yeah.
it, just condensed in like a week. Or
But like
whatever.
I'm thinking like, maybe I should fire up XCOM 2 or get
Oh,
a few
yeah.
races in on Forza just so I can
lengthen your experience.
Yeah.
enjoy the length of time I spend on it, because otherwise it's gonna be like Arkham where I just gobble up everything.
Exactly,
Like, oh yeah, I found all the
exactly.
Riddler trophies.
Yeah.
But like, what? You just started it. Like,
Yeah, that's
Ain't
exactly
going
how it
anywhere.
was. Like, and it's so fun just to do all the side stuff, like all the combat missions. Like, I love this game. This is like, it's one of my tops for sure.
it's like the most beautiful looking, action game I've
Easily.
ever
And
played.
again, it's like New York looks amazing. Like, I was thinking back to like what Spider-Man 2 looked like, or even the old Spider-Man PS1 game, like how awesome it was to swing around like foggy New York City.
Oh, yeah.
But you couldn't go on the ground, right? Because it was PS1.
Yeah.
And now it's like you can go anywhere you want in the whole city. It's insane.
yeah, you can cross the bridges.
Deuce, is this your highest game you wish you could play right now?
Yeah.
This
me
would be
too.
on
I
his
don't-
top wish
I'm
list.
still dodging spoilers left and right.
Yeah, me too, man.
It's actually surprising that spoilers aren't prevalent. Like I thought
I
it
don't
was
really know
spoiled
what
too.
happens in
Yeah.
this.
You can go out and get it. You got a big boy job.
I know,
Yeah.
I know Venom's in it. That's about all I know. I've
Yeah.
been pretty good about being spoiler free, but every time I see it, I'm like, God, I want to play this game. so
Yeah.
bad.
But I can't, like, it would be the only thing I want on PS5.
That was my biggest reason I did not get a PS5 until recently, until I basically kind of was in the mood that, like, I want to do something for myself. And, oh, look at that. They're bundling Spider-Man 2 with it for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, it's available right now anyway. I'll just grab it.
Yeah, that thing literally went on sale where he's like, all right, well, I got it. And then he's like, it's coming tomorrow. I was like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Though, as soon as, like, was it Mike that mentioned it?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, really? And, like, I Googled it and saw it was on Amazon. I was just like, screw it. Just order it now. I'll go back and play some other games that I didn't get to. Unfortunately, I already did play.
Days.
Those were the days.
I already did play Ragnarok on PS4 last year.
Oh, yeah, I beat that on PS5.
Otherwise, I would have played it on PS5, and I would still love that experience. But
I
even on
guess-
PS4, it was still, so good.
Yeah, it was great on
The
there.
other thing I would get, even though I can on PS4, is Horizon 2.
Oh,
yeah.
You want to talk gorgeous
that's on my
games?
list.
Oh, my
Yeah, it's
God.
on my list.
Yeah.
I'm going to play that one pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, because it's on PS Plus,
It
right?
is.
That's right, yeah. All right, cool. So I'm going to briefly go through my own list of honorable mentions because I played a ton of games, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before we get to our disappointments and then our individual game choices that we'll reiterate, some awesome games I played that didn't get to talk about too much. Metroid Prime Remaster on Switch.
Oh, yeah.
It's Metroid Prime, looks incredible. I love it. It's portable now.
I don't like the darkness, though.
I love the darkness. It looks
reminds me of Doom 64.
yeah. Mega Man X, we did an episode on that. It was our first episode.
Oh, yeah.
And I quickly realized how much I love replaying that game over and over.
And then you streamed.
And I streamed that one, and I would
you
just
did.
stream that again. Armored Core 6, that's a great mech game that we played, or I played earlier this year. One retro one we discovered, Beetle Adventure Racing on Nintendo 64.
Oh, yeah.
The game rocks.
Yeah, Deucey, I don't want to speak for you, Deucey, but I dismissed this way back when because it was like Beetle.
Because it's Beatles.
And then did you get in one of those VG boxes or something like that? So and we had heard a podcast or something about it, and we tried it. It's actually pretty damn fun.
It's fun.
It's really cool. And then Vengeful Guardian Moonrider. This is like a Genesis game, but new.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really cool. It's kind of like Revenge of Shinobi and like all those early Genesis
Yeah,
side-scrolling
yeah.
games.
Oh, that's cool.
Really good. And then another big mention for me is the Steam Deck.
Gosh, I'm so jealous. of
I
that.
love the Steam Deck. Not only does it play PC games portably, but it's probably the best portable emulating machine you could possibly get.
100%.
You could also connect it to your TV if you have a dock. I love this freaking device. It's so freaking awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
I wish I had money enough to get something like that because it's just everything you want. I mean, it's basically a portable computer.
It really is.
And,
It's
handheld,
portable
yeah.
Linux. It's great. Yeah, and then it sucks because I bought mine. I don't know if it was in February of this year or last year. I can't remember any these days, but they came out with an OLED one now. I was like, God dang it!
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I should have just waited because the OLED one, it's a little bit of a hardware upgrade and it looks amazing. And it's actually the same price as what the originals was, so it's surprising that they didn't charge a premium for
That's
it.
cool.
Well, you get that one. I'll buy the old one off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you guys want to buy my old one, I'll
Yeah,
put all the
use the-
emulators.
use
There
the
you go.
props.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now we'll go through our disappointments on here. So Deucey, you only had one on your list. You had Warzone 2, and
Yeah.
so did Randy,
Yes,
right?
I did.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I feel like I was really trying to think of disappointments, but I also realized that if I heard about a disappointment, I would avoid it.
Yeah.
I would
That's
not play
why
it.
it was hard for me too.
Hard for me as well.
But yeah, so Warzone 2, I want to distinguish, it's not Modern Warfare 2. I really enjoyed that, and I enjoyed the multiplayer of that. But Warzone 2, we just didn't get into it like we did with Warzone 1.
We didn't nowhere
No,
near.
were
We were
so
playing that like
excited for it,
every
too,
night for
because
Warzone 1.
We got so sick of that second map, the
Caldera.
Caldera, that was just not a good map
But
whatsoever.
the changes
and Warzone
they
2's
did,
map's pretty good.
yeah,
But the changes that they made were not.
with the backpack system and all that other stuff.
It was just not. That's not my Warzone.
Not my Warzone.
And I think the map might have been a little too big because even to this day, I don't think I've seen all of that map of Warzone 2.
Well, I was talking about this with Danny and Hammy because we play, not all the time, but we play every now and then. And one thing we realized is like with Verdansk, all of us knew like every point of that map. Like
Yeah.
we could call
Yeah.
out certain areas. And this, I think, part of the fact is that we didn't play it that much.
Yeah.
I don't recognize most of the map either, just like
Nope.
you. Like I couldn't remember anything. I've been playing it off and on for like the
Yeah,
last year.
If they
whatever it
said
is.
there were map changes, I would have been like, "Oh, that's cool. I don't remember how it was before."
Yeah.
Yeah, with Verdansk, I just remember, it was Verdansk for so long, and we kept bemoaning how like, oh, I wish there was another map.
Yeah.
And now we
Be
think
careful
back
what you
to-
wish for.
We
Yeah.
think back
Yeah.
to Verdansk like that meme of Wolverine with his hand over
Yeah.
the picture,
Yeah.
like looking at that picture
Looking
of
at
the
the dam
stadium
or the stadium.
The stadium. All those times we spent, like, you know what's a good idea? Let's just camp
Let's
on
just go
top
hang
of this
out.
Do you remember when
stadium
they opened
and
it?
wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
We're like,
how
no!
monumental that was when they opened the
Our
stadium?
strategy's destroyed.
Yeah.
I remember when we saw, like, we were looking down, like, our sniper scopes and, like, my God, an entire army of freaking helicopters is closing
yeah.
in on us, and we're all panicking. And then it's like, wait, that whole team is piloting their own helicopter. Someone just shoot them while we're in our helicopter, and we destroyed all 4 of them in the one helicopter. It was one of my favorite gaming memories.
That's a
I think there were just some other issues with Warzone 2, like the split gas would make it difficult to
To advance and live.
yeah,
Yeah.
to also just find other people. You might have been in a circle all by yourself, or you might have been in the circle with like 30 other people. The buyback stations seemed few and far between. I know they tried to fix it when they got rid of backpacks and they started
it's gotten
making it.
better, but it still doesn't have what made it what like it's never gonna be what we played with Verdansk
Yeah.
before. Like it's probably better now, and there's gonna be complainers about it, but it's just okay now. Like,
It's
fun
also
enough.
like a product of its time where Verdansk and Warzone 1 came out right at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah,
So all we had to do was play that.
exactly.
And whereas this is like, oh, we have this, but we also could play Forza. We also could play golf. We also
Yeah,
could do
that's
wrestling.
true.
Like,
That's true. That's true.
All right, Mike, go through your disappointments list for the year.
All right. So mine, Randy and I shared Madden 23 disappointments.
Yes, we did.
And I think it's because it had some high hopes. Graphically, it's great, but nothing changed.
Nothing. No,
ever.
it's the same. It's the same Madden for far too long.
It's given. I will.
It's got the same little nitpicky things that I can't stand. That it seems like only bug me.
And I will not play another Madden. I will not buy another Madden until
Nope.
there's a significant change
Not a
because
chance.
there's no reason to not just wait. Why do I care if I have to wait until after the season's
It's like,
over?
if I'm throwing a screen pass to my halfback and I'm trying to move upfield and he's running at a 90-degree angle towards the sideline because of some weird lateral movement thing in the game, no. You
Yeah.
have had like 20 years to fix this
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
And you still can't.
Yeah.
I still don't feel like I have control over them. I still hate how a linebacker looks like he can leap 10 yards into the air to make an interception.
And what annoys me the most is that every year they say, we fixed the mechanics, we fixed the mechanics, we changed the mechanics. And each year I'm going, okay, that's cool, let's see what it's like. And each year I play the trial and I'm like, this is the same thing.
Or they say that they fixed franchise mode for people who don't play Ultimate Team,
Yeah.
like me.
And they don't.
Because I don't care about any Ultimate card game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
It
you.
makes them
Period.
too much money. That's the unfortunate
It's
thing.
Yeah.
unfortunate that people have that weird fiendish addiction for it because it's just terrible. And then you go to franchise and they're like, gosh, you know, the franchise on like 360 or PS2 or something was like more in depth
The
than this.
franchise in NFL 2K5 was more fun than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so that was that one. And then I did put a game that I've never actually played.
I did.
But that's because of how bad it was. Redfall.
I was
where-
disappointed with this too, Mike.
And I saw a comment that really like made it make sense where it was like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't base how we like games off of a pre-rendered trailer, because the trailer they showed looked awesome. It looked like what's that one game for Xbox that's like a zombie
Left
Left 4
4
Dead?
Island or Left 4 Dead?
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot like Vampire Left 4 Dead, basically. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool concept. It should be fun to play with everybody. And then all I heard was like, this game is garbage. It
Yeah.
does not work.
So-
You can't play it.
it's broken.
So the trailer didn't necessarily sell me. So I wasn't super hyped about this game. But the reason I was disappointed with it is because the developers Arcane, and they've done awesome games. They
Yeah.
did the Dishonored games, which are really good. They did Prey 2017, which is like this really awesome immersive sim. And they also did Deathloop, which I really liked.
Oh, yeah,
That was
yeah,
an
yeah.
enjoyable game.
Which was pretty
yeah.
good. Like, it wasn't their best, but it was really good. But then Redfall, I played it on Game Pass through PC, and it looked like garbage. It ran like garbage. It was empty, barren. Like, nothing felt good to use or play.
Yeah.
It was just, it's an awful game. It was on my list, too.
It reminds me of like how movies are these days, where if like it gets a review bomb and then nobody goes and sees it. I was because it came to Game Pass, right?
It did.
Yeah.
And I was already
It's-
download.
It was launched on Game
I was
Pass.
literally about to hit download, and then all I see is like how
Yeah.
terrible this game is. Like, nope, not gonna play
I
this
played
garbage.
I played about 4 hours, and part of that was me like messing with video settings and make it run better, and it
Yeah.
just couldn't because it was just so poorly optimized. It was a bad game.
Yeah, I was lucky because like going into it, I wasn't really looking forward to it. Like I saw some of it and I was like, it looks okay.
Yeah.
And then when I heard it was terrible, I'm like, okay, no disappointment for me because I had nothing for it.
I thought we could turn it into like another thing into the rotation that we'd play together.
Absolutely.
Too, and that's why it was a
Well,
bummer that it
and
didn't.
one final note on that too, it's funny because there's multiplayer and it's co-op, but the problem is there's no matchmaking. So unless you know friends, you can't play with anybody.
That's
Oh,
so
wow.
funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So we'll go to one that I did play, and this is Earthbound, SNES, Earthbound. I had only heard how it's like an amazing game and how it's like one of the best games ever made, and like everybody's gonna play it. It's boring. I played,
That's how I felt when I first played it back in the 90s.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo, so when I got your
I didn't either.
Raspberry Pi is when I was able to play it. And I played like 3 hours of it. Not even. I played 2 hours of it. And I was like, this is boring. Nothing's happening. Why should I care about NES? Why should I care about anything that's happening here? I just was so over it after an hour. And then I even gave it an extra hour just to make sure like maybe something cool will happen. And nothing happened. It's just a really boring RPG. I don't get why. I don't get the hype. I mean, I guess the graphics are good. I don't know. I don't get the hype.
I wasn't
It was
either. Yeah.
it was quirky because it was like there's Final Fantasy, which was very
Yeah.
cookie cutter, and then there was this, which was just so off the wall.
Yeah, I can see why people like it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me
terrible.
because I've never really was a big turn-based fan. There's a few games that
Yeah.
I played that I've enjoyed that are turn-based. But I do remember renting this. I was with a friend and we kind of like almost had a fight over about what we were going to rent. So we ended up renting both of them. We rented Earthbound and we rented on Super Nintendo Royal Rumble.
Which one did you play
yeah,
the
it's a
more?
classic.
We played the Royal Rumble more
Yeah.
because we tried Earthbound and it was kind of he was just a little let down. Like, oh yeah, this is kind of a
Boring?
Not well, one that you'd probably have a better time if you owned it and not rented it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and so it was like, yeah, this isn't really a good game to play with a friend. So we
So-
ended up playing more Royal Rumble, and he had a good time with that.
I was very disappointed over a game that I've heard is like one of the greatest games of all time. Just not. It's overrated. And then another overrated game is Sonic 3. I
Ooh,
never
yeah.
played Sonic 3
Wow.
on Genesis. I never played it. I only played 1 and 2, and I played Sonic and Knuckles. Or no, Knuckles Chaotic, the one for Sega
Oh,
CD. I
That's
think.
32X.
Yeah, or 32X. Yeah, yeah.
Wow, you played
So-
that one.
Yeah, so and that one's good. This one isn't very good.
Mm.
It's the same old Sonic, you know, but
Well, it's also half a game, like you said.
yeah, it's half the game. It's half a game. It doesn't like run very well. I feel like the frame rate just isn't good a lot. I played it on the Raspberry Pi again, and I was like, and I turned it off pretty quickly. I was like, I'd rather play Sonic 2. I don't know. Sonic 2 is a better game.
I think it 2 is better, but Sonic and Knuckles is great though.
Sonic
Yeah.
3 was too big. Like I remember playing the levels and the checkpoints. The levels just seemed really long for having to speed through them.
Yeah.
And then the checkpoints were like way spaced out compared to 2 and even 1.
All right, my last one is another one I did not play, thank God. But I heard about how terrible it was Gotham Knights.
I played this one.
Yeah, tell me about why it's so bad because I got turned off real quick when I heard about it.
I wouldn't say it's an awful game. The problem with it is it's just a grind, and it's like you were talking about like Arkham Knight and like the Arkham games. This has very little to do with the Arkham games. It's a co-op game. It's more of like it's almost like a live service game where everything's just kind of a grind to get anywhere. The bosses, they've reworked them since I played it. I don't know how much better they are, but they're just damage sponges. Like I was playing as Robin, and like the combat it's pretty basic, but there's nothing compelling about the game. Like it's just a series of mini side quests and some story side quests. Like it's almost like a checklist thing.
Yeah.
So for me, like coming off the Arkham pedigree, this is just like middle of the road as you can get.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I had just finished the last Arkham game last year, so I was really excited to play this one because I'd really just finished the whole thing, and of course it's just garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as many people say it is, but it's definitely not a game you should set aside
It's
and
not as bad
make
as
a
Redfall.
priority. Yeah,
No.
Redfall is.
Redfall's
I would
the
love to
worst.
play Gotham Knights with you guys. I would not want to play Redfall with
Yeah,
you guys.
I get you.
And Gotham Knights now at least is on Game Pass.
Yes,
yeah,
that's true.
I would say
Yeah.
like you'll get some fun out of it, but you won't get a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Out of it. All right, Randy. Now it's your turn for your most disappointing of
Okay,
2023.
so
we've
we're
already-
gonna do.
We've covered
done
some
a
a
few
few.
of
of
We're
them,
gonna do a quick recap of the ones that we've covered because we don't need to go into it anymore. Call
Yes.
of Duty Warzone 2, we discussed. We heard my grievances with WWE 2K23 and just now with Madden 23, as well as enjoying but also being disappointed by Starfield. So that takes us to only 2 games
Your
to
two
really
choices,
two
yeah.
unique ones right here.
Yeah.
And the first one is A Plague Tale Requiem. Now, A Plague Tale Innocence, I thoroughly enjoyed this.
That's
Great
the
game.
first
I love
one,
that
right?
one.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Innocence was the first one, and the story on it's really good and compelling, and the gameplay was good. Like it was
Yeah.
all right, but you really were playing through
Unique.
the story. And then when you get to this one, I don't know how good the story is because I was really feeling the drain on the gameplay before I could get very far, which was disappointing because I was really looking forward to playing more of this unique story that I enjoyed in the first time around. I don't know. Did you play it at all?
Yeah, so again, I was actually excited for this one because I loved the first one so much. That the first one was kind of like an out of left field great game for me. Like I
Yep,
really
same here.
enjoyed it. And this one, I don't know, it was only like, I only played a couple hours, but my biggest problem with the game is it's a lot of the same, but also what irritated the hell out of me was that it was making me go do the same tutorial I did in the first game.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's plotting all the way through, very slowly, through the same crap about how to do stealth and this and that. I'm just like, let me skip it. Like,
That's what
I
I'm
understand
saying.
like why it's
I
there.
don't like having my handheld for very long.
Yeah.
It's a video game. I'll figure it out.
And at that
Especially
point,
with a sequel.
with
Yes.
a sequel,
Oh, yeah.
no less. So at that point, like this game isn't bad. It's just the hook that had me in the first game wasn't there.
Yeah, there should be like, if you're an experienced player, press this button for a cutscene.
That's all I
instead.
needed.
Yeah.
That,
Just get me to the meat of the story
and
because
that
it's a good
was the
story.
same thing. That's my only gripe a little bit with Spider-Man 2 is because having just played Miles Morales and also
That's also true.
not needing it for Miles Morales because it's like, come on, I played a video game before. The beginning is always a little bit of a grind for me because of my patience level of like, no, stop treating me like a child.
Yeah.
And then so after that is an old game that we were all excited when it came out on
Game Pass.
on Game Pass, and also if you already owned Rare Replay, which I did, was the remaster of GoldenEye 007.
Well, not really remastered.
It's just,
Well,
it's
it's
just
not
a
really
port.
remake. Yeah, exactly. It's
re-release.
just a port. So
Yeah.
my bad. And
and I'm
there's-
sorry, listeners, but Randy will now be leaving us.
Maybe he played it on Switch, guys. Let's just see.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
the
it's
only
just that-
way.
it's not, and I'm not sitting here telling you this is a bad game because that's insane.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic game of its time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Because like I get excited to go back and like, oh, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna go unlock these cheats and blah blah blah, and then I beat the damn mission at the very beginning on 00 agent difficulty, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, it was very much of its time.
I feel like N64 has a lot of those.
Yeah,
It does.
because of the
Yeah, it
controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one on Xbox is better because
It is. It's
modern controls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it handles much better than
Yeah.
than the original.
Do not
but
play it on Switch.
It just did not. It did not hit the nostalgia button for me, unfortunately. So I didn't get to go back and go through it and experience it all again, which is okay.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
The one thing I wish they did instead of this port was release the Xbox Live Arcade version that was canceled that you can find
Yeah.
online, right? Because
That's the actual remaster.
That's
one
the
is one I would have liked to
remaster.
have seen,
You
and I
would have
probably
loved
would have
that
made-
one.
It probably would have been on my best of list.
It probably
Yeah.
would have because I think I could play it on the PC if I still have it, but it's really good. It's what I wish they released, but I guess there's contract issue with Nintendo and this and that where like I
Yeah.
think the Switch has online, right?
Yeah.
Online multiplayer, but the Xbox version does not. The version you want to play multiplayer on does not, which sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the Switch, unless you have the N64 Switch controller, it handles like garbage.
Yeah.
and you do not want to play that online
No.
because the buttons just don't match up.
You're compromising one way or another if you're playing on the Xbox or not, but the preferred version I would say is definitely the Xbox One just for the controls.
Yeah.
Even though the controls
You
are
can
better,
actually play
it's
it.
still extremely clunky.
It's dated. Like I
Yeah,
agree.
It's very
Yeah.
dated.
Yeah, like the movement and stuff can get really tiresome after a while.
Yeah. So from my disappointment lists, I'm gonna go through a couple of them pretty quick. So there's Advanced Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. This is the remake of the Advanced Wars games.
I love Advance Wars.
So I love the game, but I wasn't so fond of the new art style at all. Like it's just like 3D now, and I feel like it's lost some of the charm of the pixel graphics,
Yeah,
right? So I
yeah,
wish
yeah.
there was at least an option for that or something. It's still good, but I didn't invest nearly as much time as I thought I would because I love the Game Boy Advance ones. They're
Yeah,
really
those
good.
are so good.
One other game I played that I was looking forward to because it was in development forever was Atomic Heart. It was a Game Pass game.
Yep.
Pretty cool first-person shooter, but just mediocre as all hell. Like there's an open world that may as well not be there. It's just so bland and empty. One list that I almost put on my best of list, but didn't because of certain reasons I'm going to talk about is Final Fantasy 16 for PS5.
Wow.
This game, I love the combat. Some people don't like it because it's not quite a JRPG or traditional Final Fantasy game, which is fair and valid. The peaks of this game are great. The story is exceptional. I love the graphics. They look amazing. There's a lot I love about this game, but what really kind of killed my interest about 2/3 of the way through because I'm struggling to finish it are the garbage MMO fetch quests they throw into the main story.
Oh yeah.
So for those giant peaks that I love so much, the valleys just kill it for me. So like there was one quest late in the game where you have like your hideout that you go back to, you can fast travel to pretty often for whatever, right? And one of the missions was me talking to 4 people in this area and going back to the first person version just to finish it. I'm like, could you have just done a cutscene? Like I would have had a crapped out cutscene instead of forcing me to run around this area several times. God. And there's a lot of quests that do that, where it's just MMO style fetch quests where you're just going from one side of the next, or one side of the area to the next, or going to this fast travel area to this mob and then go back.
Ugh.
It has, so as much as it advances forward, it kind of takes a step back with some of the garbage tropes that I don't like in MMOs.
Weird.
And this is not an MMO game.
Yeah.
So for that, like I wanted to put it on my top list, but I couldn't because I want to finish it and it's becoming a struggle. The next game, well, it's Redfall. We went pretty much in depth in that. One big disappointment I had, and this is really just for Warner Brothers Games as a whole, the publisher, they've just now called within last week saying that they're going to invest more into live service games.
Ugh.
And one unfortunate casualty of that is Mortal Kombat 1's microtransactions. So I love Mortal Kombat 1. I've put a lot of time online playing it. Like I love it if I don't buy any cosmetic crap, but they've now monetized certain fatalities. Like there's like a Halloween theme one,
That's
Thanksgiving. Crazy. Yeah, so the Halloween one was $10 for one.
Jesus.
They got backlash, and now they're basically giving the next set of fatalities for free. And they're just like dumb theme ones, right? They're not anything exciting. But then there's like there's a ton of skins in the game, but then there's premium skins. Like there's this really awesome Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance skin. It's like $4 or $5. So Warner Brothers has basically monetized every little thing you can imagine now. They're going to do that with games moving forward. So for me, that was a big disappointment seeing that Mortal Kombat 1 was also succumbing to, now we're going to charge you for fatalities or other skins on there.
It sucks because you think that would lead to the games being cheaper.
You would think
you
so.
know, and then they would
no.
paywall you, and that's where you would. But nope, they reel you in with the real game, and then they go, "Oh, you want to do anything else other than the bare bones of this game? Well, guess what? You have to pay $1,000."
Exactly. And for me, it's like, I'll buy some skins I really like, but if they're reasonably priced, right? And for me, it's like there's people who the whales will spend everything and buy everything, which is fine. But also, it's like it sucks for everyone else because I'm thankful they're cosmetic, but it's also BS that we've gotten to this point now where like Mortal Kombat's. The thing that made Mortal Kombat is now being charged by the dollar for every fatality.
I've never cared that much about microtransactions.
Me neither.
It's usually for crap. Like I just don't care.
Fatalities is ridiculous.
But fatalities, that's just crossing a line.
Yeah.
It's the future of gaming.
It is.
And that's a sad. It's a sad thing that's going to happen in
it's
like 10
unfortunate.
years where you're going to have a game that you're going to pay $100 for, and then you're going to pay $1,000 for the cosmetic stuff. In it.
Well, and that's
luckily I don't care about cosmetic stuff. So
me neither. Yeah, but
me neither.
And there's a funny irony too because they have the combat pass with new characters, and they have Omni-Man from Invincible. I've never watched the show.
Yeah.
So he's like $10, and the irony here is that there's an announcer pack, and I forgot what else that's more than $10 in the game in the premium store. So Omni-Man himself is $10, but if you want his the other crap, it's more than it costs for a playable character.
Yeah, I did enjoy playing the story on this though.
Yeah, so everything else about the game
really
I love. I love the invasion mode. I love the story. The online I really love. It's really fun, but it's just that one thing is just upsetting that they do that.
And the bigger thing for me is that it released far too close to Street Fighter 6.
Also, yeah.
And I didn't really put much time in this yet. I still haven't even downloaded the new characters or anything.
I've played it a lot.
It was nice for Deuce and I because just get them out of the way. 2 games that I'm not going to play.
It harkens back to Don and I talked about Mortal Kombat released right by Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yeah, it was.
Way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those are excuse me, and then of course my biggest disappointment of the year, bar none, Starfield. We've talked at length. Yeah, that was by far my most disappointing game. So now we've gotten those out of the way. We're gonna just briefly name our game of the year. And one thing I was slipping before because we can get to talk about it in the main beef of the game or of the podcast here was Super Mario RPG just came out.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I would put that on my best of list because I've put in a few hours already and I love that game. It's so good.
Gorgeous.
It's such a great, faithful adaptation of it, and then some better quality of life improvements.
Yeah, like they had triple attacks and stuff.
With the little, you press Y or X to go straight to the thing. You don't have to menu hop.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing.
Yeah.
It does. It's a very, like you said, faithful remake. It's very good. I definitely recommend getting it if you've never played it, or even if you have played the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
All right, so our individual games of the year. Deucey, kick us off with your game of the year.
Oh, man. It's really close between 2 zombie horrors. But I think I'm gonna go with Dead Island 2 because it was a complete surprise, and it made me want to 100% it, collect everything possible, and I was just not expecting it. Resident Evil 4 is really close because I also don't usually replay games this fast, and I immediately went back into another playthrough. But yeah, I'll give it to Dead Island 2.
All right, Mike, your game of the year, sir.
Yeah, I really juggled between PGA 2K23 because that's the game I've played by far the most of any game this year. But I thought about like what's the best game, and it's gonna be Forza. Graphics, I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because we talked about it a lot at length. But the graphics are great. The cars feel real. They all handle differently based on which car you're getting. The customization that changed when we first heard it, we all was like, that's dumb that you have to level up by car and not by level, and this is so stupid. And then you realize that, like, oh no, it's actually better.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, this is way better. And so that they updated things that made the game better. The graphics are amazing. I wish the multiplayer was a little different, but just graphically, the way it handles, the way it controls in your hand is perfect. Feels great. So Forza for me.
Randy,
All
bless
right.
us with your game of the year. You're the hardest one, I think, to read for me.
Yeah.
Really? Even
Yeah.
though I kind of said it when I introduced it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spoiler, I didn't really scroll down at the end to realize we were all going to reveal our
Oh, it's
our
fine.
top
No, this is
one.
more of a reiterating thing.
Yeah,
That's fine.
exactly. So my game of the year is Street Fighter 6.
There it is.
And it is that because, in my opinion, it is the greatest fighting game I've ever played. And it's really easy to get lost in learning new characters and having different experiences with different characters because, obviously the characters themselves are designed differently to be played differently. And when you get to a certain rank, you really feel that. Like, if you're like, I like to play as Zangief a lot because he's very simple because I don't want to spend so much time in the lab trying to learn all these maximum combos. Like, no, I just want to freaking interrupt your combo and pile drive you. It's like, no, pile driver. That's really
Over and over and over.
and
Yeah.
over and over. LOL, Zangief wins. Like that's basically my modus operandi.
Yeah. Yep.
And certain characters, like certain players, obviously know, oh, it's Zangief. I'm gonna jump away all the time. Or you're playing against JP, where when you first pick up and play against him, and the guy knows what he's doing, and you're like, it's impossible.
He's
Like,
built a wall
it is-
worse than Guile.
It is impossible to get in and do anything to this guy. And then you get used to seeing the same patterns that people are doing, and then all of a sudden you're very patiently block out, jump, block. All right, now come here, you twerp. You finally close the gap and get a hold of him. Like those little games within a game is what makes it my game of the year.
So my game of the year, this was a very hard choice because obviously I've played a lot of games this year. And there's a few that I would put at the tip top that I would say would be hard to distinguish like which one I would put. But for me, it has to be Street Fighter 6 as well.
All right.
Wow.
Because Spider-Man 2, so it's if it was like 1A, 1B, Street Fighter 6 is 1A and Spider-Man 2 is 1B. Because I loved Spider-Man completely from end to end. But for me, Street Fighter scratches that itch that we were talking about before, where it's like I can get on there for 5 minutes, which is never the case. Like if I'm playing, it's always for like quite a few sets.
Yeah.
Or I can sit there for like hours just playing online because everything, like it matches you up with players so fast. Like you can't menu anywhere else. Like you'll be in train mode, like doing trials. You can't do any trials because it just matches up so fast. So the games are so fast and sudden that like I could just sit there for hours while I'm watching TV or whatever and just enjoy it.
And your experience could be wildly different.
It could
from the
be.
previous day. Like there's been plenty of times where I sit down and like, oh, done. I'm finally gonna be able to play some Street Fighter 6 tonight. I'm having so much fun. And then a half hour later, wow, that went poorly. Like I couldn't win a round. And then the next time I play it the very next day, and I'm on a 10-fight win streak. And I'm like, how does this happen? I'm still technically in the same rank I was last night when I was getting rocked.
Well, and that happened to me just the other night because I hadn't played it in like a while because I'd been playing everything else. And I got back into it and like I had like a terrible losing streak. It was like 6-7 matches in a row.
Oof.
And the exact thing that you just said happened. Like I ended up going on a 10-win streak right after that somehow.
Yeah, and like, with prejudice win streaks. Like,
Yeah. Like they were really great matches. So for me, like it's hard to pick one, but the one I've put the most time in, the one I could go back to at all times or any time, it's Street Fighter 6. Like that is my best of 2023.
Well, I obviously have not finished Spider-Man 2 yet because I did Miles. I wanted to play Miles Morales before I got into Spider-Man 2, which is bundled in my PS5. But I do know that once I beat it, once I do the 100% stuff, I might maybe sometime way down the line go back to it. Street Fighter, I might turn on it any day.
Exactly.
Any day for probably the next few years.
Yeah, because they're going to
characters
and everything else. You know?
Like I said, it was perfect right at launch. Not perfect, but like as perfect as you could expect a fighting game like that at launch, instead of having to wait years to have a definitive edition, which we probably will get at some point, which will be bonkers.
Oh my god, it will be. Yeah.
But
Street Fighter 6
as
Turbo,
it is right now,
Super Street Fighter 6.
I'll buy Ultra Street
no
Fighter 6. I don't even
complaints.
care.
No complaints, except maybe Zangief's Lariat should protect against a cross-up.
Ultra
That's it.
Street Fighter 6 Hyper Turbo.
Yes.
Don't worry, I'll be there for all of them.
And I will not be playing any of those editions.
You guys just hear me and Randy gush about it.
Yeah, we'll watch.
Yeah. All right, so that wraps up our episode. Fellas, thank you all so much for sitting here for the last couple hours going through it.
Yeah.
Listeners, thank you for listening for a while, and all of us go on and on about games. If there's a game that you think should be on the list, or maybe we're wrong about Starfield, I don't think I am, please send us a note at legiongamingpod@gmail.com. You can find us on X and Twitter at legiongamingpod, and you can also see some cool stuff on Instagram we post at Legion Gaming Podcast. So, fellas, before we wrap up the episode like we're wrapping up 2023, any last words?
Thanks, guys. I know we'll be playing PGA 2K23 in a little while.
We probably will be soon. Maybe some WWE2K.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you want to watch Don and I play Street Fighter 6?
Sure, I've got my Mario RPG.
Yeah, you got your Switch. Mike, did you bring your Switch, or you got to play a
No,
Steam
but
Deck?
I am the drive home today.
He'll play Steam.
And with that, I think this is any way to end the show. With that, thank you everyone for listening. Please enjoy your 2024 and go play some 2023 video games. It's great. Thank you all so much.